I'm being coronated. Let's talk about. So this is my chancellor guy. He's an NPC. This is me. I'm old, apparently.
Your dad just lived like forever.
Yeah, he lived for a really long time. All right. Okay, so the council, which is you guys, decides what happens at the coronation. Let's call the nobles in. So, here's how this works, all right? We can host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine, invite foreign dignitaries to show off our wealth, and the noble, or you can throw me into a river, or the nobles must put on a vast banquet for the king. So when it says treasury, that is my money. When it says wealth, that is your guys' money. So if we do invite foreign dignitaries to show off our wealth, I lose money, trade goes up, and you guys make a lot of money. So
feel like
you could totally do that one.
Okay.
Or we could do...
you veto something.
Yeah.
Monarchs.
Now, I have laws that I can do. So I can veto a vote, or I can do monarch vote. I'm not probably going to use monarch's vote because it doesn't act as a good way to force it. I know I'm playing with a Jew, so I'm going to veto this one.
Oh.
Why does that have to matter with my religion?
That
It's
was
the best option.
That was the best option.
It was the best option for you guys. It wasn't for me. So I vetoed option
I say we
B.
throw him in the river.
So you guys can't do
Yeah, we're
option
throwing
B.
this king in the river.
You could totally throw me into a river, or you could have me host a parade, or for whatever reason, if you guys are willing to sacrifice almost all of your starting money. Although, to be clear, I'm pretty sure that in this specific case, the minus 900 wealth would be split amongst the four.
Nah, he's trying to gaslight you. Let's throw him
I'm
in the river.
just saying.
We could do the parade. I mean,
You could do the minus 900 wealth would be split amongst
But
the
if
four
we-
of you.
let's
The
drop his
same
authority.
way the plus 900 wealth would be split amongst the four of you.
Let's drop his authority.
In later votes,
guess that's fair.
when it's like a region-specific vote, wealth subtractions and additions will be region or sometimes even person-specific. So keep that in mind. I'll do my best to know who's losing money and who's losing money.
Okay.
So
Let's
yeah,
go.
we
to
can
the
start a
polls,
vote.
baby.
Everybody, you use your devices to vote, and already someone wants to throw me into a river, and it's a unanimous vote to throw me in the river. This is, whenever, like, Twitch streamers are playing this game, this is by far the most commonly chosen option. You gotta throw me into a river, hooray. Alright. I get thrown into a river, stability will go up, authority will go down. It feels weird that stability goes up from that.
Because
Like,
we all
what?
agree.
Everybody's like, yay, he's in the river.
It's probably like a
Alright.
ceremonial, like,
What kind of
the
coronation is that? A very
It's like-
traditional ceremony dating back to Queen Alma the Wise. It is meant to represent you being reborn as... Oh, so it's like... Is it like a baptism?
but we throw you in.
I guess. The nobles
It's a
pick
very
you up
forceful
and...
baptism.
The nobles
There.
pick you up and carry you out to the treadwater, hurling you into the shallow water with cheer. When you climb back onto the banks, soaping wet, the chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination, or are some of the nobles stifling giggles? Probably not, but you know, whatever. All right. Next up, let's meet the council. Let's do council introductions. Now that you're king, your first duty is to meet the council of nobles. We hail from all over. We've got the wintry north, the desolate east, and the scorching south. So, let's meet the grandees
sounds
of the
terrible.
south. Yeah. It sounds like a pretty shitty place to live. May the ninth god... Oh, wow, Will, thanks. Of course, you're the fucking Arab. May the ninth god bless your reign, your highness. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and faith. Thanks, Will. Thanks. Chiefs of the North, how's it going, Caitlin? Good luck in the days ahead, Your Majesty. You'll need it dealing with this lot. Dorian, welcome. You've missed just the beginnings, but you can join now. You won't be behind at all. And let's meet the Council of the East. We've got Conte, totally not a rebel. How's it going, Hayden?
How's
Did
it
you
going?
misspell count? Was that supposed to be count?
I didn't do that.
Okay. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, Your Highness. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor.
Was that
Okay.
APHH or?
Yeah, yes, that is
Okay.
it. With that, introductions are done. Raised voices. Everybody demands my attention. My dad told me to ignore the throne.
Oh hell no, I'm pagan.
What are you? Are you You're a chief. Yeah, all right, Caitlin. It's important to keep in mind now. Your vote is no longer worth 2 votes because now
That's kind of lame.
Yeah.
That's
Now
You should switch to Will's.
I don't think
Will's team.
I can't force that. To
Just change yourself over.
happen. Will is the only person now whose vote is worth 2 votes.
'Cause I'm black.
Arabs.
That's not good.
All right.
Should
What
be
did you
Finally.
say?
Okay. So just to be clear, the game will tell you guys this later, but just to be clear, you guys win by completing your plot to overthrow me. I win by having an heir and completing an ambition. And I'm gonna be honest, it takes me a while to get an heir. So you guys have plenty of fucking time to do this. Okay. What should my ambition be?
Farming.
Feels like we've got a lot of farming.
Farming.
Feels like we've got a lot of farming. We've got 16 farming. We also have
Wait,
16 military.
Military could be fun.
Military could be fun, but I tried to do military last time and I never even got there.
You could do a saint, faith-based.
Do a faith
That's
build,
what I was
yeah. Do a faith build. Well, yeah, but one of us has 0 faith.
Yeah, that's
so
only
that would
11.
be-
That's
That'd
Yeah.
be kind of hard.
farming would be.
Let's do peacekeeper. I've already got 6 stability. I've already got a boost in stability. We'll just do a peacekeeper. We tried to do military last time, and
It
once
worked out.
once I get an heir, I can do shit. It takes me like a year to get an heir. You guys have a lot of time. So every season, which is the way this game is paced, there are 3 events, which is what we just did. Those 3 things that I just are the events. And then at the end of the season, the council does, or the nobles do some stuff involving their plots, and I do stuff involving either passing a law, or doing taxes, or doing whatever. We'll end the season. The grandees will... Fabia of the Will lineage, infamous Southern elder, stands bathed in sunshine, ranting in a fury. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stand on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Will, you have 20 seconds. Pick your option for what you want to do. Fervor, you're going to try and raise your own farming. Gotcha. And right now your farming is reasonably high. That's a doable thing. Voting is closed. So, one noble voted for Fervor. The grandee claimant Fabia has chosen by the 9th god to be the next queen. She has promised a first miracle, food for all. You have to raise your farming to 5 or more in 4 seasons. It's currently 6, which means, to our other nobles, you have a vested interest in trying to get Will's farming lower than that to delay his scheme to get your scheme to work better.
Great.
This
No, we can
sounds
all just
very
do it
much so
then.
like the king trying to
Yeah,
pit us
okay.
against each other, when more we should be focusing on dethroning the king.
Meanwhile, in the counts of the East, Mara of the Zone Frog Dynasty, sinister Eastern orator, leans delicately on a podium, whispering carefully. Much more refined than the angry ranting of Will. My
Look at
fellow
that.
counts, in ancient times, the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false King Eric wears the crown. How did I... Here's the thing, right? We did this joke last time, but it bears repeating. How am I king if every lord doesn't want me to be king?
Because every lord
All right,
also
our
wants to be king.
counts. What scheme are you going to do? Subterfuge to lower my stability, uprising to raise the treasury, or ascension to lower your
Lowering
personal
stability would be directly against his goal, which would be pretty.
Well,
Yeah.
Will didn't select that.
You
though. He
also
had-
didn't select that though. You had that as an option.
Did I really?
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Ascension.
do.
Ascension.
Counts, you should definitely
good.
vote now.
Ascension is funny.
Ascension. So Hayden and Henry both are going to attempt to lower the faith of their kingdom. Voting is closed. All right.
We're going for the long run here.
So, Counts plan to induct the king into their secret cult and offer him immortality in exchange for... Wow, okay. First, they must reduce the power of the Eastern Church.
Oh my
To
god.
advance their
Yeah.
scheme,
We're starting to feel
they
like
must
we're-
lower their faith to 4
Hey,
or
we got
less
this.
in 3 seasons. It is currently 4, which means not only do I have a vested interest in raising their faith, but everybody who isn't the vampires has a vested interest in raising their faith. Especially you, Will, I'd like to note, because their scheme advances sooner than yours.
No, just join our cult.
Yeah, join our cult. We'll give
Join
you.
the
You
cult.
can be vampire spawn.
Meanwhile, in the north,
Eternal life.
Bjarn Day of the Zod clan, well-known northern rascal, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, screaming like a fallen god. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter King Eric. How do we make that happen? Alright, so our northern lords, you have sorcery to raise the authority, doppelganger, lower your own personal defiance, or hornblower to lower all faith.
Ugh.
I wouldn't recommend hornblower because that also advances the Count's scheme. You have 15 seconds. What are y'all gonna do?
We can work
I'd say
together.
we go for
Work-
sorcery.
Yeah, hornblower, baby. Oh.
You think sorcery?
We gotta vote, guys.
You guys
4
gotta
seconds.
vote.
C.
C.
Alright. So the chief's plan is to make a bargain with a wizard. The immortal spellcasters seldom get involved in political squabbles, but perhaps if the king was considered a threat to their autonomy. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must raise authority to 5 or more in just 2 seasons. So to all our other lords out there, theirs will pass the fastest.
Yeah, jeez.
If authority gets risen to 5.
They're also the only one who's not
Does that
actively
make them win?
currently passed. No, we have to achieve 3.
You have to do 3. There are 3 steps.
Okay.
So after you guys do your first step, you get another one, which involves raising, one thing or the other to something or lowering to something. And then the third step, again, you raise or lower something, and then you're good to go. So currently, just to be clear, the North needs to raise authority to 5 within 2 seasons. The East needs to lower their own faith to 4 or less within 3 seasons, which they are currently doing. And the South needs to raise their own farming to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Which
So
again,
the issue right
currently
now
doing.
is that they've basically already met their goals, and we also have the least amount of time.
And you also have the least amount of time, yeah. So now we
Wait,
continue.
so-
I get to pass a law, everybody.
Anonymous voting.
I think it's kind of funny that like,
Reverse voting.
the South, the South is like, yo, here's our miracle is going to be that we're going to produce enough food, but it's the amount of food they've been producing the whole time, anyways. It's like, you
Yeah.
guys, miracle.
Anonymous voting. Ooh, I kind of want to do this because we didn't do it last time. We didn't do it last time.
Not it.
You don't think I should?
It might help us out.
I honestly think it might be funny.
think-
I'm not. We're not. None of us are taking this crazy seriously.
Reverse
I'm
voting.
willing to do anonymous
Yeah,
voting.
okay.
I wanted to do reverse voting for the funny, but that's way too fucking complicated. We're gonna end the season. It's a new season. Welcome one and all. All right. I'm picking an honor guard.
Honor guard. Oh no.
Oh no! The last time I did this.
Worked out really well for you.
As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards, the chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes, the counts with knights, and the Order of the Drowned Rose. Oh no, the counts with knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose, and the grandees offer the fiercest battle nuns from the Sisterhood of Steel.
We have battle men.
Yo, you got battle
Apparently,
sages,
you
baby.
battle
Yeah,
nuns.
that sounds about right.
Unfortunately, we can't recruit the Southern nuns.
Ah.
There's been a major scandal. Some nuns went out drinking and broke their vow of silence to sing a rude song about hedgehogs. Will, I guess I can't pick you.
They just really like Sonic.
They won't come to the capital until this blows over, so I have to pick someone else. Alright. So, tell me about the Northern Warriors. Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all, and I can't guarantee they won't run off on some random quest. But they're honorable, and in a fight, unbeatable. What about the Eastern Knights? The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquettes, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. They mostly write poems.
To be fair.
What
Vampires
foreign
have always-
mercenaries?
Nobody's
A
actually gonna attack. Okay?
A band of fearsome fighters from the Tatterland called the Battle Bitten Brothers. Specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly and hiring foreigners. Alright, I made my decision.
I think we should all speak individually before you make your vote.
Okay, Dorian, you're at the top of the list. You go first. Why should I
I'll be
hire
honest.
your guys? What do you got?
Guys?
You are,
tough.
just to be
We can
clear,
get shit done.
yeah. Alright, so that is a simple vote of confidence of we're tough and we can get shit done. Caitlin!
Yeah, like he said, we get shit done. I don't really think palace etiquette matters, you know? Like, isn't the point of this that you want them to be able to win their battles?
Mm-hmm.
Your other option is to have poets.
If they get
But-
too rowdy,
but-
put them on the lead.
But
It's
you
not-
know
it's
what?
not
I'm not
that of a big
gonna do anybody any favors. Okay, so the argument from the north is pick us because we have the best warriors, and that's what matters most when it comes to guarding a king. Yeah, that's a good summation of your.
Yeah.
All right, Henry, you represent the counts of the East. Why should I pick the Eastern Knights?
My lord, there's never. We are nothing but your friends. We've been trying to get you to join our special group, and honestly, there's no chance of anybody ever attacking the palace. So having guards that are like okay enough at the job is good enough. And really, at that point, you need etiquette because otherwise, everybody's gonna laugh at you. It'll be like, oh my gosh, look at these barbarians running around smashing stuff. And then you also, the poetry, you might like it. So that's. I started more eloquent and I ended less eloquent.
Fair enough.
Can,
All right,
can I
Will,
represent the mercenaries?
Will, no,
Where's
you
my
know,
seat?
yeah, you know what, Will, you can represent the mercenaries.
Fantastic.
Will represents the mercenary company. Will,
So-
why should I hire the battle bitten
I
band?
didn't get
Well,
mine
so
today.
before we
You'll
talk about
get
the
to go
Battle
next.
Britain
You'll get to go
Brethren,
last, Hayden.
before we get to talk about the Battle Britain Brethren, let's talk about in reality. Okay, I'm echoing it to somebody.
You're echoing. Who the hell do you think you're echoing?
Okay. Sorry, I was like voice locking myself. Let's talk about in reality what you're going to be getting, right? So if you get from the north, okay, yeah, they're really good at fighting, and that's about it. Honestly, I've seen them hanging around. All they do is just sing Ragnar the Red constantly, and then they just drink a lot
That
Right.
is a
That's-
tiring
that's
song, but it
all
is a
they sing.
classic. It's a classic.
repeatedly. Okay, but unlike 500 miles, it does not in fact come back around. It's just bad. After the 100th time, just terrible. As for the Knights of the East, I saw one of them staring real hungrily at a fat kid. Not sure what that was about. But
Shit.
even more concerning, the other one whispered, but he'd be high on cholesterol. Again, super concerning. Not sure what that was going on. But the Battle Britain Brethren, look, we're professionals.
7 food.
We cost a little bit more, yeah. But you know what? You know what you get for that money? Quality. And we're definitely not trying to accidentally, side with our hometown, because we have no hometown. We're from across the sea. We don't care. We'll kill anybody for you. Pay us the money. We're like your hit squad.
That's enough for me. That's enough. Hayden,
You know,
you represent the Counts of the East. Why should I choose the Counts of the East?
a few years without combat is nothing, for vampires are immortal. Okay, we have been
You're just outing
He's
yourself.
They're vampires.
we've been around forever.
We've been
okay?
around for a while. We've
A
been
few
around.
years doesn't mean
He doesn't
anything.
represent us, okay?
I do represent you. First of all,
he
I'm in
is a-
charge, not you.
That's
You've never
actually
been to the army.
that's actually
Hold on,
true.
I
Hayden
have,
is.
okay?
Second of
Anyway.
all, we're very respectable, alright? We were
He
only
does not
looking.
represent us.
God damn, you made
Yeah.
me lose track of the fat kid joke.
All right. I've made my decision. Okay. Now I've made my ambition to be one of a stable kingdom. I don't want a war. I want a time of grand peace. And in order to do that, I think the best way is to not have a personal army of violent people, but a group of intelligent men with intelligent men. So we're gonna go with the East and the
Oh.
Knights.
Oh, I really thought my fat kid joke would get you.
Boo!
Fat kid joke was pretty good.
So
Thank
the
you for
East,
selecting
the
us.
Knights of the Drowned Rose is what it was. Yeah.
I like
They're
how
all
he just admitted that
extreme-
they're vampires, and you're
Yeah.
like, welcome to my home.
He's gonna eat you.
They're all extremely pale and extremely polite. The commander introduces himself with a florid bow before reading out a poem she's written for the occasion. All right.
Oh yeah, that's
So there we go.
Strong.
Okay. There's
Strong
nothing
thing.
nothing going on in the south and nothing going on in the north. Our problems are in the east with the counts.
Border
We've got some
raids.
border raids and an infestation of crawlers.
What border? Is
Yeah,
it, I
what
guess,
border?
the ocean?
Yeah. Let's do the border raids first. What's going on over here? Hello, Count Totally Not a Rebel. Your Grace, those damned chiefs are up to their old tricks. Chief Zad has been leading his warriors on raids into my land.
what?
Good lord.
This is a unified kingdom.
Yeah. Okay, so nobody was hurt, but they
cabbage.
nobody was hurt, but they shook down my peasants for petty coin and stole cabbages straight from my fields. So the East has lost trade, the North has gained trade, and Hayden has
you
lost
guys have the
300
honor guard.
money.
That's huge.
You have plenty of money from the king. Why not share?
I
the
don't
wealth?
pay them.
Share the wealth.
So, it's
So
just
Hayden
like an
has-
event,
Fair.
really.
Hayden has lost 300 monies. How dare this is Chief Zod now. How dare you accuse me of something like that again, and it's my axe you'll answer to. Your Greatness. I have no idea what Conte Totally Not a Rebel is talking about. Maybe they've had too much wine, eh? Alright, so we have another vote. Now we can order Chief Zed to compensate Conte Totally Not a Rebel for the stolen goods, which I assume is Dorian giving money back. We
Yeah,
send
just
the
flatten
Spy
everything like
Master to investigate the claims, or we can order that Hayden bring proof when making such accusation. That's pretty much it. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna trigger anonymous voting. So when you vote, no one knows what you voted for. Okay. Keep in mind, Will's vote counts for 2, so you know.
Should we still talk about what we're voting for?
I
or
feel
is
like
You
we-
may
I feel like
want to,
we should present
but
To
you
be
should
honest,
probably.
it's,
But I'm gonna start the vote. I
okay.
You guys have 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I feel like we need more information.
Wait, somebody already voted. Are we not
Somebody
gonna
did.
talk about this?
And it's not Will because it's one. Right?
I guess.
We'll just wait for Will to
Obviously,
vote. No.
I'd say
obviously,
bring
we
Will.
need
Wait for rule.
to get the money back that was stolen from us.
There's only 5 seconds left. Just so you
All
know.
right, Will just voted.
Yeah,
But,
it's really anonymous.
all right. I should note the timer when it comes to the votes. The timer that you guys see up here is not necessary. The vote only ends when I hit continue. So if you guys, so whenever I hit start vote, you don't necessarily only have 30 seconds. You
Oh.
can spend more time talking about it. And then when I see 6 votes on the board, or if someone announces I'm not gonna vote, then I will hit continue. Okay.
Good to know.
Voting is closed. Our winner, for 3 anonymous votes, we have send the Spy Master to investigate the claims. Chief Zad is insulted that the council does not believe him. And he's insulted the council doesn't believe him. We'll send the Spy Master to see if Count Totally Not a Rebel's accusations hold water, but the northern border is distant, and it will be a few weeks before she gets back. Well, that's fine. These events take an entire season, so you know. All right, coming on up, we have an infestation of crawlers. Why is Chief Caitlin talking about it? Whatever. Your Majesty, our mutual friend Count Zone Frog has discovered a nest of crawlers on a new tract of eastern farmland. Why are you coming?
Why
to
am I
this,
the one
Caitlin?
talking
This kind of sounds
What?
like you're on our property. Probably
Naturally,
stealing
we
cabbage.
chiefs
It's true.
recommend. Naturally, we chiefs recommend he fill the tunnels immediately, lest they spread to other regions and endanger our crops. But Zone Frog refuses to do so. Peasants have gone missing, Your Grace. These crawlers are much more dangerous than they appear. That is
Maybe
a
the
good
crawlers
point.
stole your fucking cabbages. Did you think about that?
Legends speak
No,
of crawlers
the
living.
answer is obvious. The answer is obvious. Okay.
Legends speak of crawlers living in great cities beneath the soil, taking the weak to be consumed. We should leave the land to them. They're not to be trifled with. All right, I'm going to get some more information from the Marshal. Horrible cow-sized worms that live under the earth with tiny clacking legs like... Holy shit, that's terrifying.
Jesus.
They're rare but formidable foes. They turn up unpredictably and attack whatever they find before retreating back into the earth. Nothing that well-organized troops can't handle. Okay.
I'm sure.
So we're going to assemble the council. All right. This time, our options are we can abandon the fields to the crawlers, which will increase defiance in some areas. It will probably decrease the Count's trade even more, and it will decrease the Count's farming even more, and potentially the farming of other regions. So keep that in mind. We can just fill the holes and continue farming, or we can send a dude to investigate.
We should
I-
just fill the hole.
You just...
I feel
I
like
say
like,
that this is our.
Kill them in
our
their
You know what?
matters.
This
I
is
think-
this is an internal matter for the counts. I'm not gonna put up any law. I'm just gonna let this vote happen. I'm gonna start the vote. Remember, the timer exists,
What?
but you do not have to obey.
yeah, what do the counts?
We
I have a
should
question.
not do A.
Keep in mind,
The
keep in mind,
crawlers-
Yeah.
the counts. Just because the count, it's a counts problem. It was noted earlier. The crawlers could spread to other regions and produce farming across the board.
Well, and the counts warns
It
that
would be
they
a
like
Oh,
benefit for all.
They apparently have like a
Follow the
fucking.
hole.
They apparently have
Fill the hole,
cities
fill
or
the hole.
something.
yeah.
I have a notice.
I don't
Why
know.
did the North come with this concern? The North
Because
coming with
you
this concern is a
weren't.
clear sign that they are in our land anyways, as we had previously stated.
So it appears that unless Hayden or
Oh,
unless
please.
unless
We should send someone to vote. Or into
I feel like we should
the
send
tunnels.
someone to
Send
invest.
someone.
have
They're just gonna
cities
get like.
underneath.
Fine. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
Cities.
so it's a tie vote between fill the holes and continue farming or send someone into the tunnels to
Traitor,
investigate.
Frog.
What,
Raiders.
we have
All
equal
right.
votes here.
I know.
All right. Now I get to choose because it's a tie. And I kind of want to bend to popular opinion here because objectively more people did vote to just fill the holes.
But
And
if they have
continue farming.
cities underneath the which sounds absurd, but I don't doubt that it's a possibility. And we just fill the holes.
That means
I don't
that-
wanna fight
This isn't even
worms.
your land.
Yeah,
Get out
This
of
isn't
it.
even your land.
I know.
King Eric. If they fill the holes, won't they just dig holes to new farm plots, which could be
That's a
other
good point,
regions?
Hayden brings up a
They're not
fascinating
real.
But
Against
you
the North
realize-
in our
They're
land.
not real?
No, it's just not real.
Henry's
just
argument
not
has
real.
shifted to it's not real.
Well,
Haven't seen
they
them.
never
They're not
understood it.
real.
They're spying on our land, and they're saying things that aren't there to screw with us. The North is clearly our enemy.
Oh
Alright.
my
I
god.
think-
We're gonna be
And
sending
they're-
someone into the tunnels. We're
Oh my
sending someone
God.
into the tunnels.
You won't find
Alright.
anything.
Great
It's nothing.
mistake.
Very well.
Somebody-
Who will
they're
we
just
send
gonna-
on this most unfortunate mission? I broke the tie on this. I will
Send
hire
a
adventure.
wizard.
Send a wizard.
Send a wizard.
I'm not gonna.
Why
force
does sending for a
the-
wizard lower the farming and trade? Is it just because
I guess like the wizard has like the curse of Cain. And, like,
No, I
all
think
the
maybe
spoils.
You gotta pay him
The-
off. Just so much food.
Yeah.
the crawlers are probably just destroying the farms while we find a wizard?
He's just really hungry.
I guess
No,
I broke the
not
tie.
real.
I will
Trolls aren't
pay.
real.
I will pay for an adventurer who looks like a black Jon Snow. He's gonna go down and he's gonna have a good time. All right, that's a 60% chance. That's better than it was before. All right, challenge succeeded. As I wait more peasants, the East has lost some farming
What did I tell you?
and some trade.
You know what this is? This
What
isn't
did I
crawlers.
tell you?
This is
Listen,
Northerners hiding in the tunnels.
Council-
to steal from us.
Listen, Councilman Dorian, I appreciate your outlook, but consider this. The crawlers already tunneled out of the ground once. So clearly, if we fill in the tunnels, they could just come up in the same place. Or, even worse,
And
come
so
up
what? You
in
blow
your
another
land.
hole in it. It's a solution to a simple problem.
Dorian is
They're
literally
not
just
real.
like, just
They're
move.
They're not real. It's just the North tunneling in. In fact,
So
I
I
figured
have-
this out. The
I'm
North has
not
tunneled
from the
in
North.
to raid us.
I think no. The counts are digging these holes to lure us in as traps.
Traps to slaughter.
Yeah, the
So they
traps.
can blame us for their
You
cabbages.
chiefs may not be very smart, but I think you're smart enough to know that we wouldn't do that, okay?
All right,
like
let's go ahead. Let's bring an end to the season. I don't think any of your schemes will be progressing just yet, so I think it'll be mostly stuff happening on my end. Oh, it's an auction. Okay, for people who haven't done this before, here's how the auctions work. All right, all of you guys, you can see on the right here, have money. All right, that's your wealth. You can spend wealth to invest in a building. Okay, as you can see here, the chiefs can invest in a fortress, and if it is built, then they get an extra military point. Or they can invest in a monument, and it raises the authority of the kingdom, which you kind of want to do to accomplish your scheme.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Anyone can invest in any one building across the entire kingdom. If the counts want an observatory to be built, and it lowers their faith, they're great. But if the counts really don't want a stadium to be built because it lowers their military, and Will decides to come in and pour all his money into the stadium, he can do that. Here's the kicker. Only the two most funded buildings will be built. And you don't get your money back. So, like, if you bet 500 on the aqueduct, and the aqueduct doesn't end up getting built, sucks. You
Quick
know?
question before you hit start. Can
Yeah.
you remind me what the chief's goal is?
The chief's goal is to get authority to 5 or more.
Got
The
it.
count's goal is to get faith to 4 or less. And the Grandee's goal is to get farming to, I think, 5 or more.
All right.
So,
Will,
yeah.
I think we
Stop
can come
that.
to
You
a
two
an
already
agreement here.
Now, I'm about to start the auction. The auction is 40 seconds, and it ends when the timer runs out.
Should we just dump all our money into the monument?
Yes.
Into the
Dump
observatory.
all the money into
All of-
the monument. Will,
Think of what
unfortunately,
wonders
Wait, wait,
we
wait.
could see.
Will,
Think of all the
unfortunately,
Northerners we could spy on
That's
to
a
detect their
disadvantage. Yeah, I know.
you are at a disadvantage despite
William
being both an
doesn't-
Arab and Jewish. You have
Mm.
no extra money.
No money.
If
Yeah.
William doesn't,
So you may want to pour your weight behind another faction.
Will, you can help
Yeah,
us
like
out
ours.
and keep the
Now I
chiefs
am
from
gonna
going.
I am gonna mention something to Caitlin and Dorian. Because you guys think, let's just pour all our money into the monument. You will need your money down the line to continue your schemes.
how do we
So
get more?
maybe
Maybe won't.
you get
Maybe
more
won't.
you get
It's
more
very low.
money you get more money through events. All the events that we've been doing, there are a lot of chances for you guys to get more money through those events. And I can also give you guys money sometimes for some reason, I think. I'm pretty sure after we do this auction, I may be taxing you guys. And you guys don't like it when I tax you.
No.
Look, I'm
So-
going to
so
represent.
I'm
I'm going
gonna-
to represent the Southern Grandees
you
here and
can't really
say,
tax
due
us
to the
if we're broke.
financial,
How about
due
we
to
talk
due to the
once it
financial
started?
like instability here, we're actually not going to be putting money on anything. We're at such a weakened financial position compared to everything else. We're
What
just
about
gonna wait.
what about just 100?
I'll do 500. You do 500.
How about
All
we
right.
do this
I'm-
once we
I'm
find
gonna
out-
start-
I'll pour in my own money.
I'm gonna start the auction
keep
now.
that
Okay.
Wait, can we see how much money everyone else is putting in while the auction?
I legitimately
I believe
do
so.
not remember.
I think you can.
Okay.
So here we go. I think it's about 30 to 40 seconds. The moment the timer runs out, the auction stops. I have no control. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yes, you can see what funding. You bid in groups of 100.
I mean, there's nothing here that raises faith, so we're not necessarily losing anything.
Maybe if someone wanted to build the library so that I can have more stability.
Oh, 1,200.
If we help you build the library, King Eric, will you not tax the counts very often as much?
Ooh, the Grandies would also be interested in doing this.
Sure.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
said you wanted the library.
I'd like the library. And since apparently only
Just
one
100,
building...
just put 100. Just chuck
Yeah,
100
just,
on
you
it
just like
only.
don't need to
Oh.
do anything, really.
I only
It's
added
like
100.
I'm just not, because nobody else is going to add anything. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter,
that's fine.
right?
It doesn't seem like anyone else is adding anything. So authority is going to be going up. And yeah. Now that means that next season, assuming that authority doesn't go down anymore, we will be having a funny thing. Oh! The monument and observatory will be built. I didn't
Okay.
get my library. So
Yeah, Zonefrog decided to betray
Henry.
his brother.
You
What?
you betrayed us.
Right?
you built the observatory at the last
Yeah.
minute there, my man.
Why?
Why?
We were
I was,
already meeting our
Supposed
goal.
To tax the counts.
All right, I'm gonna end
That's
the
fine.
season.
We were gonna
We
get
now
amnesty from
come to the
taxes.
second season. Now, just
What?
so that everyone's clear, so that everybody knows where everybody is, at the end of this season, assuming authority doesn't go down, the Chiefs will advance their scheme.
Yeah.
Just so that everybody knows where we're all at. Let's go deal with the back from the tunnels. The adventurer has returned. The adventurer that you sent to investigate the crawlers' tunnels
They're not
has
real.
returned. Crawlers have a vast network of tunnels, and they have some sort of queen, a creature that could. Is this just like the Great Wall movie? Okay, we should strike at this queen, says Chief Caitlin. Destroy her and deal with this menace once and for all.
It's fake.
No,
They
says
paid
Count
off the adventure.
Zonefrog. You must take care, Your Highness. If you enrage the queen, only
That's not
ruin
what I
will
said.
follow. Surely there is another way.
That's not
All
what I
right,
said.
we come to a vote. Our options are send an assassin after the crawler queen. I'm not letting you vote for that one.
Oh,
I'm not spending two
I
grand.
think-
We could also
we
organize
should
a
vote
meeting
C.
with the
We
queen.
can fill the
Yeah.
tunnels with burning oil, or you can organize a meeting between me and
Have
the
you guys
crawler.
seen those videos of like this guy pouring molten lead into an
I thought it was
anthill?
aluminum.
Exactly like that.
I'm gonna tell anybody right now.
Lead.
If I see any faction vote for C, I'm taxing the shit out of you.
No,
Exactly.
I'll tell you why. Okay, that queen is not real. They paid off the adventurer.
That was very convincing,
Okay?
Will.
They
Eric.
paid off the adventurer, and you're gonna go meet with her to realize that she's not real. Okay.
And I
And
swear to
put
God,
your money where your
That's
mouth
what I thought, bitches. Alright, we're not doing that.
The logical decision to vote for B. Burn them in holy.
But
oil.
here's the thing, Dorian. I appreciate that you took the time on this one. Now we have a real solution. I'm surprised, honestly, that one of the options for the first thing wasn't to just burn them out. Like,
They're not real. You're gonna waste so much money.
employ the finest craftspeople in the East to produce burning oil to be tipped into the tunnels. A small force of northern warriors who have a really good military are sent to the crawler fields to perform the deed.
See?
That's
See?
a
It's
90%
be
success chance.
more
Just
northerners
on
in
it.
our
You're
area.
sending
So-
their
Thank you,
warriors to
thank
our
you,
land
Chief.
again.
Chief Caitlin, Chief Zod, thank you so much for donating your warriors to the cause.
What? No,
At
we
your
don't. I don't.
service.
Why are there?
They make it
soldiers
all
in
the
our
way to
land
the
again?
tunnels and pour the
Gosh.
pitch deep inside. That's a military challenge succeeded. I would hope so. We had a 90% chance of succeeding.
I was gonna cry. if
Okay.
it
All right. Now it's based on trade,
Okay.
apparently.
I
What's the
assume to
oil?
keep
How good
getting
of oil
oil
you have?
inside.
Only for the oil to be too thick to properly catch fire. The creatures burst forth in retribution,
my
dragging the screaming soldiers beneath the earth.
Holy
The
shit!
the
your
northern military has
trapped.
collapsed. My
Okay.
authority has collapsed
Oh
down
my God.
again.
This is an absolute win. Oh my
So-
god.
Okay, I'd
This
like
is
to
so
note.
I'm
good.
sorry
I'd
you
like to.
won.
I'd like to note, Henry, you are the reason this failed. It was your
No,
trade.
this is such. Let me explain. This is so much of a win. The authority is now off,
Oh
so
my
people aren't
God,
getting their thing
your
done, and we
oil
hurt the
is
north.
shit.
But
Over
our
the coming
trade is
weeks, the
garbage.
crawler
We use
continues
our
to
alcohol.
ravage
It
the countryside, abducting
Not
more and
real.
more
This is
peasants into their
Northerners.
tunnels. Trade is now destitute. Your farming is now poor.
We're
as
so
the
far
is gone.
behind, Henry. You fucked us.
Yeah, the north.
Really
the north is
No, who
attacking
cares
us.
about
It's
that?
not-
Our trade used to be like 4.
And your military just went down.
Oh
by
my
2.
god, we're losing.
The Eastern armies do their
Oh.
best to stop them, but it's just that the creatures are everywhere at once. The chaos eventually subsides, leaving behind a pockmarked countryside completely devoid of life. The crawlers retreat deep within the earth and are not seen again.
Likely
mean,
story.
in prime
They just
The
development,
don't
fucking
notice it.
the
Yeah,
grand
it's
the
annoying.
We
grandees
could've
are
easily
literally
filled it up with
with
could've
dirt.
Put a hole. We
I
could've
voted to
filled
fill it up
the
with
hole.
dirt.
Man,
no,
Willie, your
I-
guys'
I-
thing is actually so
I-
advanced right now.
No,
Jeez.
we have to buy the oil from filthy south.
Yeah, from
And
the
now
filthy
look at where we got
Easterners.
to.
Those
From
oil-covered
the
mugs.
filthy Easterners.
No,
Yeah.
so I
Whoa,
don't
whoa,
mind
whoa,
to
we
this
did not
is
provide the
narrative.
oil.
No,
I
no,
like
yeah,
to
yeah.
consider-
So Dorian,
okay.
Dorian, I'd like to be clear here. The oil came from the counts, not the grandees. The grandees are literally completely blameless.
Yeah,
in
we're
this,
completely.
and they have
yeah.
also walked away as the unquestioned superpower.
I
of
was
the
gonna say-
kingdom. They are winning in every category.
Which
We-
I do just want to say is not at all to any sort of political maneuvering by me. I didn't do anything.
Okay,
I
but
supported the
I think
popular
now-
vote. That's all I'm saying.
no. I think the chiefs and the counts need to team up to take
Why?
the
I haven't
grandees
done
down.
anything.
I need Henry
I'm
to
not-
stop voting for the losing thing. Alright?
Okay.
Your
no.
votes have
Okay,
proved
Alright,
let me tell
alright.
you,
nothing
I'm a
Let's
beneficial.
truth
do-
seeker, okay?
Alright,
I
you
know
know
the
what,
truth,
it's-
you go offline.
It is
okay? The
it is
Northerners
too
attacked
late.
us. The
The
Northerners
past
attacked
is
us.
the past.
The worms are not
We
real.
we are now
Okay.
dealing with an
No, I'm
embarrassing
pretty sure
problem.
the worms are real.
There
The
is
worms
no
are not
war in
real.
Bossing
It's all a
Your
plot, a
Majesty, I'm
story,
afraid
a
someone
scheme.
has been painting obscene graffiti on my monument in the north. You guys just built this, and you've already started putting. It's not worth my time. But every time we remove the images, they appear again the next day. We need to track down the perpetrator. You'll become a laughing stock in the north. When I call to gather, whisper behind their hands, Chief Zod was right. All right. So here's what's going on. All right. Here are our options. We can brutally crack down on the locals until the perpetrator is found, which raises my authority. By the way, that's what the North wants. Send the Watch to investigate without drawing attention to themselves, which is based on my authority, which doesn't seem to be going well. Offer a reward of the perpetrator's capture, which somehow only has a 30% success chance, even though the defiance is at 3. Or there's nothing to worry about, so why bother?
May
Now-
I propose a deal to you, Eric?
What's your option? What do you want?
You,
you-
are a man of the man of civic duty, right?
Sure.
Yes. You want all land be at peace.
Yeah, I want
How
my
can we
stability
be at
to be up.
peace if we let these hooligans get away whatever they want?
All right,
That's
here's
all
here's
the
here's the
state
problem.
property.
Here's the problem,
I
Dorian.
propose a
Dorian-
moral choice on A.
Dorian, here's the problem. All right, that lowers my stability, and I want stability to be high above all else. And it also raises your defiance and increases my authority, which advances your scheme. So I'm afraid I'm gonna Monarch's vote.
What scheme?
the authority also-
Let's send the Watch to investigate without drawing.
Grandies
attention.
will agree to send the watch.
I think we should do
Eric,
C.
Eric. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm about my suggestion is that we move forward and
With the
allow this
invasion
person to
plan.
go, knowing
Every
that their
decision he
criticism
made-
of Eric
Sorry,
is
not-
thus inaccurate.
Too late. I'm not listening to this shit.
Okay,
I'm not listening to this anymore.
whatever. I'm gonna
Hayden,
do that.
Hayden has fully
Tomorrow.
abandoned
voting
his
for
fellow
E,
count.
it's not
Yeah,
gonna do
he's
anything at
useless
this
right now. God.
No, you're not voting with me. I'm not. I've been voting in the East's interest, and you keep
No, you
messing
haven't.
it all up.
You've been voted in the
Yes.
interest
All
of
right,
the words.
we're gonna send the watch to investigate. Let's just hope it works out. Authority challenges failed. Officers of the watch investigate using good old-fashioned detective work. Unfortunately, good old-fashioned detective work doesn't actually pay off, and the graffiti artist strikes over and over again without repercussion. After 6 weeks, Chief Zod gives up on cleaning the graffiti. Your monument stands forever covered in scribbled unmentionables. Well, congratulations to the Chiefs. You have managed to get my authority.
I
Now,
told you you should
even
have let them
lower.
go. My
Every
wisdom,
time.
once again, it goes.
All right.
This is still technically
Finding a
win for us.
spouse. In the twisty passages of... Oh, yeah. So my mom wants me to get married.
Oh, can we vote on this?
You're like, how is your mother still alive? You look like you're fucking.
Women. All right.
She looks
that's
younger
all
than
that
you
matters.
do.
By the way,
Yeah,
that,
why does she?
that is the first...
Agent Grim.
She's probably
No,
from
no,
the
no.
east.
Wait,
That
no,
is
she's
the
probably like a
first
stepmother
step
or
of
something,
getting-
right?
of me
Because so
getting
she
married.
she like married the king in his old age, and so she's like,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
that's my guess.
Do not accuse the king's father as being a pedophile. That is extremely rude.
No, that's not. It was common practice at the time. It wasn't ever with like children.
Heresy.
Okay,
Guards?
that's not.
Listen, what?
You don't have that
I
authority.
do not associate.
With,
with the
you tell
agreement
our
that
guards
pedophilia
to
is
send us
okay.
away. You tell the Eastern guards to go arrest us. Really?
Okay,
Yes.
I'm back. All right. So yeah. So there's the season. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem the North scheme is going to be getting them anywhere for the time being. So yeah, let's end the season. Far to the north, Chief
Yeah.
Caitlin sits before a roaring hearth, 2 enormous wolfhounds lying at her feet. Any luck finding a wizard to aid our cause? Nay, I'm afraid not. King Eric is weak, and the wizards are satisfied they needn't worry about royal meddling in their affairs. Mother of mountains, we must try harder. Chief's aim is to raise authority to 5 or more. Okay, so now, the moment a season ends with 5 or more authority, now the Chiefs can advance their scheme. But we've put it off. All right. Now, Count Hayden, you have coupled yourself with a rather significantly, it appears to be deranged madman.
I think that you should tax us, but not as much as the other regions.
Yeah.
I propose
Hey.
we tax.
I think that Eric should address each of us individually,
Well,
and then we can all
I
respond.
just
there.
want to point out,
That's fair.
Yeah.
I can agree with Will on that one.
if my wisdom would have been followed, if it would have filled in the holes, it wouldn't have ended that badly. And
Your
if
wisdom
you would
was
have
not
tried
to fill in
to
the
ignore
holes.
the
Exactly.
thief.
But you guys got the whole
Okay.
conspiracy on
Okay,
how
okay,
actually
okay.
it's a whole psyop
We're talking about
of
taxes.
causing-
We're talking
Okay.
about taxes.
Okay.
Talking about taxes.
Henry
So,
Henry
I
is
will
trying
not
to
put this to
uh,
rest. You
I-
caused it.
I just need to
Henry
say-
is trying to teach revisionist history. He did not want to fill the holes in when this happened.
I wanted to fill. Yes, I did, but I was pressured into voting the other way. I wanted to fill the holes in, and nobody listened. And then I wanted to let
Dorian
them.
wanted to
Let
fill
Two of
the
us
holes in,
voted
and
for
nobody
voting the
listened.
holes in. You could have just voted for filling the holes in.
I want to be clear. Dorian wanted to fill the holes in and also voted to fill the holes in.
From the very beginning.
And then I wanted to I wanted to let the guy go in the north, and that would have been much better than of an outcome.
It was the
if
same
you-
outcome.
if you looked at it.
Gonna
The
do
exact same outcome. It was minus one authority.
You lost like 2 authority, I think, right? Or
No,
you
just
lost.
one.
Wait, was it?
Wait, did you do taxes?
I did taxes. I taxed the east.
I had a whole thing.
I taxed
Okay,
the
he
east.
he
extra.
taxed you regular.
Serve them
I did the
right.
regular tax. I didn't bribe you, Will, but I did tax.
He did common tax,
Um,
Andes, and the chief.
Taxation without representation is
That's
not
fair.
This is a monarchy,
Fair.
all right?
That's fair.
okay. South, I propose a deal to oppose the king in this regard.
The South is completely neutral right now. All right, all I've seen nothing that gives me any confidence in anyone.
Everything north of here is not Will's problem. All right. Let's do an eyewitness account. There's a lot of problems in the East right now. All right. Spymaster is back from investigating Hayden's the rebel claims of raiding on their land. This is the North raiding the East, if we remember. This is like a whole
It's
ass
true, obviously.
Tell the king what you told me. Your Majesty, the raid did happen. Those nasty northern brutes stole me chickens and burned me barn. But I never
told you.
saw Chief Zad leading them. They looked like they were just a bunch of warriors out on their own.
No, don't believe that.
By the old gods, if this is true, which shames me. If my own warriors are acting against my orders, it's a sign I've failed as a leader. My
Obviously,
authority is
gosh.
pretty low. If the council will permit me, I'll take my warriors on a dangerous quest as penance for my failure and to teach them the meaning of loyalty. I like that this implies, by the way, that you guys, like the 5 most powerful lords in the land, and me, all travel together everywhere. Because, like, council votes happen immediately every time. This is Hayden. Don't fall for this I'm so sorry act. He knew about the raids all along, and now he's just trying to avoid a real punishment. Alright, let's talk about our options.
Hey,
Have the warriors executed for robbery and disobeying orders, which will increase and decrease defiance in 2 regions, and the military of the North will get even weaker. Arrest Chief Zod for losing control of his followers. Throw the whole lot of them in prison, or send Chief Zod and his warriors on a dangerous quest.
Can Grandy speak real quick?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I would like to point out, Caitlin, I need you to mute.
Is what you're saying gonna be for us or against us?
I can't talk. I'm like voice locking myself. Please. Okay. So I would like to point out that currently, the defiance in the north is 3. The authority is also 3, which means that if we allow them
They
to
have
continue,
they have to be larger than my stability also.
is it also stability?
Yes, they have to be larger
but
than
never
the 2
mind.
of them combined.
Grandy doesn't care.
I would like to have a say before we vote.
Sure, Hayden, you are apparently the injured
no,
party.
I was concerned
the
about
wise man of all would like to speak.
I believe that the Chiefs would be in their best interest to vote for C, along with the Counts. Because, you were accused.
I did not.
Chief-
So,
while-
but-
I believe
while-
I can throw my way behind C.
It'll increase the
It
authority.
increases your
if
authority,
you
which is
want.
what you want.
However, it's also decreasing the power of our military, which has already dropped 3 points since the beginning of this
Our
game.
military is
I'm-
about even at this point. It's not that big of a
cannot
deal.
stress.
Why do they get a say in their own punishment?
I cannot stress how glad I am that I didn't choose the military ambition, because we have no military anymore. It's
We
gone.
have-
It's been wiped out.
What's the point of the military if we're
All right,
supposed
here's-
to be at a peaceful age?
Yeah, that's my point. We don't need a military. So here's what I'm gonna do. No one is arresting a lord of my council. We're all above
Thank
the
you.
law here.
They must pay
Whoa.
for what they've done to our land. He
Option
denied it,
still
but
going
they
for- It's
It's gotta be
attacked
C.
us.
C is the best
we
option.
have
Everybody
a
is
large
best option.
Okay.
we have a large number of
You know?
votes.
Why are you?
I like how the
Throw
funniest
Henry
thing,
in prison.
Here's the funniest thing, Henry. You are not even like the injured party. This is Hayden who's been facing these problems.
I stand with all of our region. Okay.
Apparently not, because
The rest of the region's not agreeing.
So I know that we just said we won't throw a lord in jail, but
How delightful!
hear me out.
Justice at last. The East's defiance is now loyal. Chief Zod bows his head as the watch surround him. Oh no, we did arrest Dorian!
That's what I was trying to say.
I was worried
Yeah.
we were gonna arrest Dorian anyway. I didn't think we would.
I told you guys, we just had to kill the warriors. That's
Chief
the
Zad
best.
has
That's
been
the
in
best.
prison.
Joined the
Zad
council.
the Second has joined the council. The Northern
Yeah,
Defiance
I
is
did
now
come back with
5.
like a new
The
bus
Northern
back.
military is now inadequate,
Sad.
and the kingdom's authority is now dubious at best. All right, well, we have Zad the Second.
Zad the Second.
All right.
It's
Definitely going to be better than
It's
his
just
father.
the same me, but with the different.
yeah. We just
No,
put
no,
a
no,
we
we're
just put a beard. We just gave you like a we just gave
The-
you like the Groucho glasses, and then
You
we're
put
like,
on-
"All right."
Because you did
But-
veto me to not be in prison.
Greedy southern merchants are taking advantage of cheap eastern labor. Ooh, Will, finally you are involved in an event. You have not been in like any of these this whole time. Greedy southern merchants are taking advantage of cheap eastern labor. Is the labor cheap? You have no trade, no farm, no military.
I think our low trade implies that it's really cheap.
I'm
Okay.
fairly
There's no
certain
jobs.
I'm
They're willing
simply
to work for
bringing
nothing.
jobs to your county.
Your Highness exploiting our
Just
natural
somebody
resources
from the
and
country.
putting our trading companies out of business. Didn't the mass destruction of
I feel like-
land-
Look,
they're vultures, vultures. Is it really? This is Will. Is it really such a problem? This is just
Oh my
business.
god, my
Hayden has no money now. All right. So here
Well,
are
okay, let me read the options here real quick. Before
we can
start
kick
getting
out the grandees and put trading companies back in Eastern hands. The king will buy up southern trading companies, which will increase Hayden's wealth by 150, or no, will increase Will's wealth by 150, and treasury will go down by 1,500. Or it's just business, baby. The South will get more trade, and will be monstrously wealthy.
Okay,
I say on
I'm willing to settle for B.
counts.
we have to do A. You're
will
so
be-
unbelievably
Yeah.
ahead.
I'm
We have
gonna
to do that.
suggest
But here's the
that
thing.
A is the best option.
B is
It's-
also
Will-
going
Will,
to
here's
decrease
what I'm thinking.
Will's trade, right? And then
No,
It will
no,
probably decrease Will's trade and it will increase the Count's trade.
It-
Which, they kind of need.
Realistically, if we're
here's my
unifying
thought
regions-
process, Will, okay? We agreed that issues north of your border aren't your problem. And here you are expanding your businesses north of your border.
But their entire county was
So-
ravaged in a
Between
war
the
that they
count and
started.
us.
All I am doing is simply bringing jobs back to their county.
It's looking like the vote has been decided.
Yeah.
The answer is clear, okay?
For once, we're in agreement since the first
The
season.
East
I just-
and the King are
Will
together,
acquiesce is
I
fine.
would just
And the
appreciate
and the South are
that if
against us.
that technically
The
I've not
king
done anything
might
wrong
attack us.
here.
No, you have
Right.
not
The
done
king-
technically
the king-
anything wrong.
Okay,
However,
king-
so as long as
the
we
king
can
and the
agree
East
that
can
I'm not
unite and
acting
make
any
the East
malicious.
you're not in aggression. You're not acting in aggression.
Will is now much more defiant, and Will has lost a lot of money.
Oh my god, I
Holy
lost an
shit.
insane amount of money.
I did not know it would do it that much. Jesus Christ. Southern companies.
Them right.
And I lost trade. I didn't even do anything.
I told you this. Oh my god.
Hayden just got a lot of money. Hayden has
Our
recovered his
problem.
economic situation.
Our
All right,
trade
the
is still
East,
one,
the East
though.
now owes the South because they just robbed us
We can help
blind
you in
for
a vote.
doing something
You've literally-
completely
You
legal.
robbed
I think you
us.
robbed-
What?
You did rob
robbed
us
us.
by invading into our.
Roll.
We didn't invade it. We established a branch office. That's completely legal.
But you were
totally
paying
legal.
minimum wage.
You don't know that. They had no jobs.
All right. This is
Did you get to
Hill,
vote on this?
firstborn daughter. No, this is just me.
Oh.
This is Caitlyn's daughter. Typical northern lass, big, brawny, and honest, in the same way an axe to the face is honest. Heard she spends most of her time playing cards, making wagers with friends and hangers-on. They say she's determined to amass a fortune. I can see the appeal. This is Valentina, the eldest daughter of Henry.
Kind of ugly.
She's a good-looking one, eh? Not a bad
Wow.
word is said about her. Everyone likes her. She
Can I
also
make a note?
wears
Can I
bat-themed clothing.
Can I make a note here?
Girl that
She
you're
spent
looking
most
for.
of her time indoors, poring over musty tomes. She's obsessed with her family's legacy.
Can I make a note here?
She's an intriguing hand. What's up?
Okay.
What's up, Henry? What's your note?
Okay, so I will just say, as a vampire, okay, we're quite old, which is important. Which means my daughter is of sufficient age for this,
Is way
as
older
opposed to
than
some of
me.
the other humans, which you're quite old.
Whoa.
They're quite young.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm
You're
just
calling her
saying-
king
Finally,
old?
from the
She's
south,
also
Just
gonna.
build
and
Fuck.
Donna,
Last-
the eldest daughter of the Will lineage, a quiet and retiring soul preferring solitude to the company of others. She's been in more duels than I can count and won them all. And she's got grand plans by all accounts. She wants to change the
Not a
world.
bad option.
Look, I really
Change
Change
feel
the
like
world by putting herself on the throne.
Now listen. Here I'm gonna I made my decision. Here's my thought process. All right. The counts have fallen on hard times, and the North has fallen on pretty hard times. Also,
Or so.
the counts are about to advance their scheme. So I'm gonna go with the most powerful of my vassals, and
You know, that's
Thank you.
yeah. I was about to say
Thank
that's probably the best option.
I was gonna say we got
realistically.
totally steamrolled last time.
Wait, sorry. Which one did you choose? I missed.
I picked Will's daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
okay.
So yeah. Also, apparently, she's won a bunch of duels. All right, now I'd like to
can't
note
believe I lost
something.
so much
The
money.
North now has a defiance of 6, which is larger than my stability and authority. I just like to note, North, you lack the military required to do an
We're aware.
So just keep that in mind. As
However,
we end the
the
season.
South would really like some battle loot. So if you want to,
In a tiny village far to the east, 2 counts meet in a derelict tavern. No one dares even glance in their direction. Another priest left my estate today. He said there was no sense preaching to the truly lost. I've heard the same across the east. We are no longer trapped under the church's thumb. These two, who have been disagreeing from the very beginning, finally are getting along.
They're believing my facade.
Now we
Not
must
your
not falter. If the king grows proud, we can offer him the ultimate reward, immortality. For the next stage of the scheme, the counts must raise authority to 5 or more.
Which is what the Chiefs want, baby.
Jesus.
Fuck.
We
Now
wait-
here's
we wait
here's the good
until-
news. Here's
wait
the good
until
news.
it's time to
Here's
do
the good
that.
news, Caitlin. They need to do it in 4 seasons. The moment a season ends with 5 or more authority, your guys' scheme advances. They
So
have
we're
to
doing
have
3
5 or more
seasons.
authority at
I
a
think-
specific time.
Counts.
Hmm?
I think we've been on a rocky start since the very beginning.
From the
I say-
beginning, we
I
bad.
say let's bury the hatchet, let bygone be bygones.
All
You
right.
attacked us.
I'm gonna do swing vote.
And
And I'm gonna
my
get-
father took my father accept what he has
Yeah,
done and
you-
volunteer to be in
You got
jail.
arrested.
Does
We're
that
gonna do-
not prove honesty?
We're gonna do swing votes. After voting, nobles can change their mind and vote for a different option. So this is some more political gamesmanship for the people who like to backstab people. One or more regions are about to rebel, as their
Or able
defiant
to
stat is
rebel.
higher than both authority and stability. If rebels get more victory points than the loyalists, they'll win the game. If loyalists get more victory points than the rebels, they'll put down the rebellion and continue the game. If multiple regions rebel and win, a vote between the 2 rebelling legions with the highest stats will determine the successor. Important. Rebelling regions have their schemes paused. Regions with high military stats are more likely to overthrow the monarch with a rebellion. If stability, authority, or treasury hit 0, the rebels win the civil war. So, we do not have a rebellion yet. Right now, everybody's
they're
a
able
loyalist.
to rebel if they want.
Who's the most?
Now, I can't be
who's the most
sure.
peaceful?
The most peaceful would be the Grandy. They would be the most peaceful.
The counts. We have 1 defiance.
Yeah, but the Grandies have all the cool shit.
Well, no, I said most peaceful.
The Grandies are also literally married to the monarch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember. So I'm not sure of this to Caitlin and Dorian. I don't think you have to rebel. Maybe.
Exactly.
So if you don't want to, then don't. I'm gonna end the
The
year.
whole point is to raise.
All
your
right,
authority.
here it is. 2 votes are needed to start a rebellion. Both of you need to vote. So both of you
No.
can choose.
No, I think it's saying that at any point in time they can just kick off.
At any point in time, you guys can kick off a rebellion. So maybe you could choose to spiral in the other direction, build your military up, and start a revolt. Let's go ahead. Let's do a royal wedding. We're gonna do a royal wedding. And Donna, naturally the talk of the kingdom, feels like I'm the only one not taking part. Oh, my stability authority will go up for having a wedding. Hooray!
Saying I
And-
can't do this is very funny.
And your guys' everybody's defiance went down, so nobody's at risk of revolting. The stability went up, the authority is up, so looks like at the end of the season, someone's scheme will be advancing unless authority goes down again. There's a feast. Hooray. By the time I found myself alone, I've never been more tired. Hello. I hope she had a good time. We both lapse into a stained silence. Tell me about yourself. I can't sing, I can't dance, I can handle a sword a little. She lapses into silence again. All attempts to get her to talk prove more fruitless. And eventually she makes her excuses and heads to the spare bedchamber.
Yawn.
Damn, I suck at being a husband. Yeah.
On the other hand,
All
you
right.
baby.
So the chiefs of the north, you guys can no longer rebel. I'm glad you didn't choose to when you could, because I don't think it would have gone your way. Let's do a brand new harvester. Fascinating. Hi, Zach.
Why is he down here? Why are they? What's going on?
Why are you guys down here? Your Majesty, the scholars and great thinkers of the South have invented a new farming implement. I wonder how they managed to do that with their booming economy, strong morals.
Yeah, we had a
safety.
good economy.
You still have the best economy.
Barely.
Some new horse-drawn machine that automatically reaps
No
and threshes
fucking
grain.
way.
They call it a wheat eater and is revolutionizing agriculture. Well, Will is definitely going to pass his scheme because it only needs to be 5. It would be of great use to us in the north. Our farms are struggling to keep up with demand. They are. They are struggling to keep up.
They are.
We'll not share the designs with the likes of you, Northern Leech.
Oh, Jesus.
Our people worked hard on that machine. We deserve to reap its rewards, not you. I can see.
Why are you
Will's
so like
argument.
hostile?
I don't
It's
know.
their-
I agree
That's
with the
their-
South.
Definitely not how I would run that.
So here are our
That's-
options.
South
We
is
can
right.
force the grandees to distribute the designs, which will increase their defiance. No nobles in region. Will, did you leave?
No. What?
The game cannot resume until each region has at least one
No.
noble.
I'm not.
player. Yeah. Who left?
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Let me reload. Maybe
Plus, they only need
Oh,
one
no,
noble. Oh,
We're fine.
we're fine. It must have just been a freak out. I don't know.
Okay. So we can force the grandees to distribute the design, which will increase their defiance, but will increase, I think, everyone's farming by 2.
Probably not
we
by
can-
2. Maybe by
We
1.
can. I think it is. I
Very
think it is
strong.
by 2. I think we had this
Really?
event last time, and I think it is by 2. We can compensate the grandees for the invention and share it with other regions. Will gets a little bit of money. I spend a little bit of money. Everybody's farming goes up, and Will does need money. We can leave the machine in the south only, which will violently increase Will's farming even more, but will increase your guys' defiance, probably to rebellion levels again. Or we can halt the production to the machine. They're an affront to honest farmers everywhere.
okay. So counts
D.
of the east. You got
D, Henry?
I just think
This
Like,
is
I
your
want to- I
calls-
want to-
This is your guys' call. I think I'll vote behind the Chiefs here.
The
Well,
Chiefs,
I-
why? This is our thing.
vote D because look at William's
What?
stats.
Whoa,
What?
We
No,
vote-
look.
Why
Look
vote-
at
He is a
Our
Our
superpower.
crops are failing.
Now, Will,
I haven't done anything
before
yet.
we start the vote, Will, why shouldn't we pick D? What is
Look,
the option you
no,
want to pick?
all I want is B. Let's share the farming. Totally cool
Yeah.
with that. But I would like a little bit of money. I got robbed.
King.
You
Bro,
didn't
Will,
get
you did not get
robbed.
robbed.
Robbed is
There
not
was
the
a
right
vote.
word.
No,
We
no, no,
voted.
here's
You
the
don't
thing.
want D.
Here's
King,
the
you
thing.
don't
Here's the
want
thing.
D. It makes
I
you-
was willing, even in that situation, I was willing to pull back my merchant companies, but I would have liked a little bit of a kickback to help stifle, the massive economic hit. I
Well,
just
you
took.
have the most.
I'm sorry,
powerful
your
economy.
economic hit,
By
we
one.
dropped
King,
like
I appeal. I
5.
appeal
was
to the king.
I won. That's
King,
something
you don't
completely
want
out of my
you guys
hands.
as slaves,
You-
and now he's concerned about his economy.
They were not slaves. I've got a freaking meddler going on back here. All I want is $150 from the king.
King,
Not
I
from you
I
guys.
appeal to
Actually,
you.
Not from you
You
guys.
want B. B will
I want
make
B.
you poor. So you have to.
I mean,
veto
I'm
it
not.
to
I'm not
protect your
really
treasury.
poor. I'm not really poor. Here's the thing. Okay. Here's all I'll say. I'm willing to spend the money for B if the council wants that to happen. I will say I'm going to veto C because either everybody
Well,
gets
that's
it
tough.
or nobody gets it.
I think that B is fair.
People can vote how they choose. Everybody can vote how they want.
Come on, Hayden.
The North is split for the.
You
first
know we have to
tournament.
lower William's stats.
Well,
If we can lower his
I guess
farming
we'll
enough-
I guess we'll figure out how the king stands on this. So
Oh.
Hayden, my guy, we've been together so long.
I've waited oh so long.
This is more so to see
So
how the king decides.
Hayden is taking this out of my hands. He doesn't want it. Now
I want Eric to decide.
I do like Will. Will is
You're married to
Will is
daughter.
my father.
I've been your biggest supporter.
Will is my father-in-law. Brandon has joined. Hey Brandon, come on in. You can join the grandees. Will has been alone for so long.
How
Probably felt
far in
better.
are we?
Yeah, and he's doing
We're a
fine.
good amount far in. Nobody has,
I'll
or
join
actually,
But
the
I'll
cats
sabotage
have
Will.
passed their.
Why? I haven't done anything. The only thing that I haven't done is burn my own county to the ground, which is what these two have been doing.
Okay, listen.
It's
If
like
I
these
may,
two. God.
If I may, in the past, you have upheld the tradition of going with the majority of people, and I ask you to continue.
I actually didn't do that last time.
You didn't. Well,
No, I
you talked
didn't.
about doing that, and
I did talk
I
about that.
implore you
But
hold
here's
that
the thing.
Eric,
implied tradition.
share the food. Let
What the
everyone
heck is
eat,
happening?
Pay the
No.
inventor.
Whose game is freaking out?
Whose game? It's got to be Will's because there's no way two of you guys are leaving at the same time.
Oh, okay. First of all, I would
So
like
Brandon
to say
is in
that
now. Brandon's
William
in.
just gained 1,000
You
coins.
just
started
gave
with
1,000.
2,000. I
He's-
started with 1,000. You're literally lying.
He's
Brandon,
okay, but he
Brandon,
has
you've just joined the Grandees. If you could have voted,
Oh
which one of
my
these
God.
would you vote for?
Um,
The game is so fucked, dude. It's
They're trying to blame me
unbelievable.
like I've been masterminding this. I just haven't been doing anything.
Will's not at.
How
fault
can we be?
specifically.
We're not saying
I'm
you
gonna go with B.
masterminded it,
yeah,
You're
I'm going-
actively
let's
telling
see.
me I
No,
had
I'm
slaves.
Alright.
but I'm
So,
not saying you masterminded anything.
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna compensate the Grandees for the invention and share it with the other.
I would love to point out that Will is over here saying that he's not doing that well and is the highest in every
No, no, no.
stat
I
except the
didn't say I
fights.
wasn't doing well.
No,
All I
he-
said
Thank you,
was that I
Brandon,
haven't had a
for
ton
looking
of
at the
events.
stats.
When you
I just haven't had any
here.
events.
There we
These
go.
these
Now-
four have been busy burning their own kingdoms to
now-
the ground.
Okay,
Brandon-
to be fair,
vote
the
to burn
North
my
hasn't been
country.
burning the old.
That was
kingdom.
you guys.
It's your history
So
of what happened.
now the North and the East, they've recovered some farming.
Finally, have some
They
decent
get back
farming and
on
trade
on their
again.
feet.
Hayden, you could have voted for this.
I
Voting's quite
personally,
good.
I know I would have voted for that, but I wanted to see where the king stood specifically.
Oh my
All right.
god.
There's a new baby, Brandon. Hey, Brandon, you look just terrible.
Yeah,
He looks really
I'm so
depressed.
tired.
Greetings, Your
It's-
Majesty.
I
Some
just need
fine
more
news
sleep.
from my knaves in the south. A baby's been born on your birthday bearing a birthmark in the shape of the number 9. A fantastic omen. Perhaps we should mark the occasion. For anyone wanting to know why that's a good omen, the faith that we measure, like the faith number, measures faith in the Church of the Ninth God. So 9 is apparent.
The other 8 weren't
Alright.
good enough. They died.
So here are our options. All right, we can send the king, or I can send my blessings, and that's just nothing. The king has no time for peasant brats. I can gift the parents a bounty of jewels and fine wine, or we can send the Inquisition to make sure it's, which will lower faith, increase defiance, and decrease stability. Now, I want to just note, I personally like stability, so I would love it if we did A or C.
I'm
Because
fine with
A
C.
does nothing,
We can do
and
C.
C, I'm
A.
willing to spend a little bit of money.
I think A.
See,
So here's what I'm gonna say. Here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna turn on swing votes, so you guys can change your minds and vote for a different option after voting. And anybody who votes for B or D is gonna get taxed.
I do just want to say that also if you vote for C and the king loses more money, he's gonna tax us more.
I mean, he did
To
say
recover.
that
Yeah.
if
You're
he,
gonna
he
get-
could,
you're
he
gonna
could
get-
threaten with C, that
You're gonna
he
get
didn't want
hella
C.
taxed if you vote for B or D.
Yeah, I'd
All
rather
right.
not
Eric,
be
here's a
hella
question.
taxed.
Can I vote for B but then change it? Just as
Yes,
a
you
funny-
could if you wanted to. You could have
Just
changed.
as
it.
a
It's too late
But,
now.
but would that be tax?
No. If your final vote was A or C.
Why are you risking us getting taxed? What is this?
All right,
I just
we're blessed.
Sometimes you gotta do it.
Good on you, Brandon. Stability is higher. Yeah, Brandon, by the way, I
Look.
chose the peaceful ambition, so I just want to have a stable kingdom.
Look.
That's all I want.
What I'm looking out for here, is that
All right.
the Chiefs in the North don't start a rebellion. Still hate the Chiefs from last time.
God,
I've not
the Chiefs
forgiven
really
them.
did. more Eric's, the better. The more Eric's, the better. You know, I hear you. Granted, I have never liked, other than Eric, so that's a lot. Never. I can only hope you're around to see it. All right, thanks for the subtle threat there, Brandon.
Yep.
Hey, Brandon. Oh yeah, Brandon. The Chiefs of the North were briefly capable of starting a revolt. Briefly.
He married my daughter and dropped everybody's defiance.
I dropped everybody's defiance. Yeah.
I mean, they're
All right.
clearly just like violent. in
So
nature.
we are
Like,
coming
that's-
to the end of the season, which means since authority is 5 and farming is 8 for the Grandees, both the north and the south schemes will be advanced. So to our northern and southern people, keep an eye on your phones so that way you can vote on how you want the scheme to be. The prophesized Ninth Herald has finally manifested on Celestath, taking the form of a humble noble known as Fabia, who hails from a farming town in the southern hills. Or so the Grandees claim. Ha! The peasants all over the south are flocking to you, Fabia. I knew you could do it. The plentiful crops have been a significant boon to our economy. Now that's what I call a miracle. Trade goes up even more. The Grandees get richer. Praise be, but this is just the beginning. With him on our side, we will capture the minds of the common folk and lead a holy crusade against the false king. Good lord. The people still need a push, however. With just the right amount of chaos, the peasants will take up arms and die for you. For the next stage of their schemes, the Grandees must get stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. That's going to be an effort, to be sure.
Brandon, also, we have battle nuts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Far to the north, Chief Caitlin sits before a roaring hearth. 2
You don't have to say it
enormous
like that. It's just
wolfhounds
Caitlin.
at her. A shadow darkens the door. The hounds whimper and flee, tails tucked between their legs, as a skeletal figure steps into the room, accompanied by the jingling of 1,000 tiny
Santa
bells.
Claus.
This is the worst house guest
I read
ever.
as balls.
My apologies. I have that
skeleton.
effect on dogs. Their
My-
ears are so sensitive. This is Burzg, who was a
Hey,
wizard.
my buddy.
Pronounced Brian.
Why did you call this meeting?
Rat.
I may be immortal, but my time is still more precious than yours.
Wow.
Jeez.
Okay.
I thought we might have a common goal. The king has been overstepping his bounds recently, has he? Have I? My authority is at 5. The Grandees are making more money than I'm respected as a ruler. That's true. The Watch tried to turn me away from my favorite bakery last week, simply because my presence shattered all the windows in a mile's radius. Ah. I'll help you, Mrs. Miggins Fig Rolls are worth committing regicide for. But first, you'll need to take care of the bees.
The bees.
Did you say bees? Yes, in the Dreamlands. They call themselves for the dreams of being. And they're a deadly foe, even for a wizard. Of course, their waking selves just tend to buzz around and pollinate flowers. They love all kinds of royalty, protect them from magical threats, but they won't harm non-magical folk, beyond the occasional sting. So wait, bees? Bees
You're gonna have to lower your
are
phone.
like the guardians of... For the next stage of their...
Oh, fucking way.
You've got to lower it
This
by a
is
combined
ridiculous.
5.
This is ridiculous.
We literally just chose the option to raise
If-
farming as much
Yeah,
as
if we had
possible.
fucking destroyed those,
Who voted against?
we would have
Who
William.
voted against for
really,
the
like,
for the
this-
new machine? You
Sure.
did.
Well,
Alright.
why
Let's
would
not
we
forget.
care if we don't want you guys to win? Why would we want that?
All right. So right now, it appears that the
counts are winning.
counts are winning.
The counts are gonna, the counts are winning.
Counts are on their way to victory. Or actually, no.
Sounds like we need to lower the authority.
So no. Just to be clear, the counts need to complete this step and then one more step.
Yeah,
So-
in 3 seasons.
Well,
Sounds
But
like
they
we
are
need to lower
still-
authority.
So there's
Circle.
3 seasons to get authority lower. It needs to be lower than 5. There's plenty of seasons for the Grandees to try and get stability lower, but I'm going to be fighting against it every step of the way.
Yeah.
And no offense, but the Chiefs are basically out of the game. No, I'm sorry, Kaylin and Dorian,
That's what you
but I
think.
legitimately do not see this happening.
Take a
No. How many seasons do we have? Four.
You have 4 seasons.
Okay. We have to get it done in less than 4 seasons. This is fine.
All right,
The
let's do
breaking
rising. Let's do rising tempers. Rising tempers. Oh, hello, wife. Eric, I have something I need to discuss with you. Conte, totally not a rebel, challenged my honor, calling me a coward only fit to fight training dummies.
Kill
I
him.
must duel them at once, with what little reputation I have depends on. I mean, Hayden,
My king, please
she's
don't
my
kill
wife.
now.
Give him a
Like
good
I-
ass kicking. Go get him.
as long you gotta be careful. By the 9th, I will be. Not to worry. The very next day, Conte, totally not a rebel, Hayden, is summoned to the fighting ring for the much-anticipated duel. Are you ready, Andana? I shall enjoy putting you in your place. I mean, Hayden, as much as
Cheer.
I have
You,
to
you
cheer
have
for
to,
my
you
wife.
have to cheer
Like,
for your
I
wife.
can't.
I would cheer for my
I
wife.
can't.
Against her, that's so funny.
Just
I
to
think
remind
it's
everyone,
the-
Hayden is an
Hannah.
actual vampire.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know if
imagine
this
cheering
is
against
over.
her and then she
think it's
wins.
Help
And
him.
then she would- All right, so Hayden, I got it.
No, that's
I have
fair.
to.
I
Like,
would
fair.
vote for my wife.
She grins ever so slightly. The combatants circle each other like lions, their swords drawn and pointed at each other. When they finally come to blows, the challenge is over as quickly as it begins. A quick parry here, a thrust here, and suddenly Conte, totally not a rebel, is holding up their hands in a display of surrender. So you didn't die.
Yeah, that's good.
Well fought, you.
Oh,
Andana looks positively jubilant. She has proven her skill and vindicated the family name. Alright. Good. I think that was probably the
Okay.
best version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, nothing against you, Hayden, but
No,
Very
I mean,
funny.
how was I,
I
supposed
would
to
like
win?
my wife to live.
That'd be so funny. You go against your wife and then she wins.
And then she
That'd
wins
be
anyway.
the funniest outcome.
That'd be amazing.
I kind of
Alright.
expected Hayden to like eat
Let's
her.
let's go to the north. We haven't visited the north in a while. So let's
Oh,
come on over
probably.
and talk about it. A blood-red comet was spotted in the night sky over the north here. See, the villagers are claiming it is a terrible omen. The common folk are on the verge of panic. Is there anything I can do?
Tell the
Well, we're
truth.
not doing this one. And I don't want to lower stability, so I guess I'll choose this one. Nothing to worry about. I deliver a speech. The comet is a good or bad thing. Just a thing. Probably the ninth god riding a chariot, or whatever.
Or whatever.
Authority challenge failed. Stability is now civil, and my authority went down. I don't
Oh.
like that. I don't
The
like
counts
that.
are winning
The counts now need to. They have 3 seasons to get it back up to 5, though.
And
That's
it-
way
they only-
more
Worry.
doable.
Get
Our,
one.
our king, we will serve you and promote your authority.
Unfortunately, the peasants don't believe a word of it. My reassurance is only panic them further. For a few weeks, the north is gripped by panic. Riots break out in the streets. Soothsayers wander the land, foretelling doom.
What? It's just like a comet
Okay,
goes
but
over
your-
and
but your
just, like,
region is
fucking
fine.
riots.
Okay, your region is fine though. So I guess riots didn't affect your already annihilated pastures.
Somehow. Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on over to the invention of the printing press. The South over here is coming up
Oh.
with all the inventions. They made the fucking, like, they've made everything.
Made a weed whacker.
well, no.
Hey, Brandon, a blacksmith in the South has come up with some sort of printing contraption. Instead of relying on the painstaking efforts of scribes, it produces 100 copies of text in an hour. Remarkable! Yes, Your Majesty, isn't technology wonderful? Brandon looks like he designed this himself.
And just finished
Isn't it
it.
wonderful? He's like
fucking
looking at you with
Isn't
that face.
technology wonderful? Meanwhile, we have Count Zone Frog rolling up out of nowhere. Don't you see how dangerous this is? Books should stay in churches and universities.
Can I
or
do
else commoners will start getting ideas.
Can I do speech?
No.
Oh.
All right, here are our options. Allow the printing press to be used by the masses, which will raise and lower defiance. It will increase
Increase
trade for
trade.
somebody. It will lower stability
Probably.
and lower authority. Now, I don't mind my authority being lowered, but I do mind my stability being lowered, so I'd rather that not happen. Only the church may use the printing press. It only has a 40% chance of succeeding anyway, so we should probably avoid that one. Same thing with D. I don't have the authority to make that happen. Only the universities may use the printing press. Increases stability, trade, farming somehow, but it decreases authority. I like this one the most.
Why the fuck does it increase farming?
I like this one the most.
Because they can do better science on like farming
Yeah.
and whatnot.
I like this one the most.
First
I'm a
idea.
man of a common people.
I'm okay
I
with
think
C.
Everybody should.
I'm
have
gonna
the
go ahead
ability
Okay,
And do this.
to make books.
it kind of sucks that it increases farming, but it also keeps
So-
both the counts and grandees farther from their goal.
As much as I don't like,
We're gonna.
The faith.
I'm leaning towards
and in
C.
fact, I
would
consider
love
us,
C to have.
I consider the North the foremost in faith, as they've completely gotten rid of it. But
The-
as much as I don't
Completely
like the
destroyed
church,
their faith.
I feel
Hayden?
that the threat to
Hayden?
security,
Will, what the
I
fuck
would
are
love
you
it if you
doing?
voted for C.
this
It
implies
will
must
only put us in the crosshairs.
necessitates
I would love it, Hayden, if you
the
voted
church
For... Thank
may
you,
be the
Hayden.
only one.
If you had voted with me, we would have been winning.
No, trust me. We wouldn't be anywhere close. We gotta give all the way down
Hayden,
to under 4.
Hayden,
It's not gonna happen.
you're Hayden.
Okay,
You're a
but
good
getting it
man.
up to 7
I
puts
will
us
repay.
further.
I will repay this debt.
Hayden,
That's-
why are
I
you lowering
appreciate
stability? Why are you lowering authority? Why are you lowering authority?
It's the better vote.
Authority
here.
will go down.
Just don't put it down. Give it to the church. Okay.
It's fine.
Stability has gone up. I love that. Trade has gone up for everybody. Farming has gone up for oh my god. The North is out of the game. It's over. They're not in it
Oh
anymore.
my god.
You're
gotta
out.
do
I'm,
it.
deserve
Ted,
to vote.
They have-
Fuck
they have
you.
to vote.
I'm sorry. Dorian and Kaylin are out of the
Okay, but
game.
They
They have to get it.
Just have to revolt.
They have to, and I cannot stress this enough. They have to lower farming by 11.
They just have to
11.
revolt.
They have to do the equivalent of wiping out all farming in the south and then turn around and do
They're gonna
more
have to go
farming
persuade the
damage.
worms to come just do everything.
Gotta go persuade the crawlers.
The worms aren't real. It's a northern invention.
Oh
The
my
worms
Who,
god, still believe that.
are
Who
sold-
up persuading they were?
Oh wow, my authority has
Brandon, the
collapsed.
worms aren't real. Don't believe them.
My authority is now being mocked across the kingdom, but super stable. So I'm overall kind of happy with this. All right, it's an auction again. Everybody here knows how the auctions work, correct? I don't need to go into explaining them again.
Yes.
I would love it if authority was increased by 1, because do keep in mind, the moment authority hits 0, the game just ends. don't
I
know
will
who wins,
heavily
but
fund the
game just
monument.
ends.
All money on Deer Park.
Well, we can.
Yeah.
Let's
Deer
wait.
Park.
We can always vote at the last second. So authority
All
is
right,
fine.
now keep in mind, I'm pretty sure the auction is 50 seconds long. I looked at the timer last time. You bid in groups of 100. Will, you don't seem to be doing too great down there.
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder if it's because somebody
No,
took
no.
900
Meanwhile-
gold from me.
All money on
Hayden is ready to fund some projects.
Sign
all right.
up.
We gotta build a
So-
monument.
So the chiefs seem to be planning to just build their military and revolt, and that seems to be the.
I like the idea of the deer park. It's like, what does it do? Well, it takes
a
up
minute.
land. It could
The
be
timer is a
farmland,
minute.
so it reduces our food.
Yeah. Even. To be
Oh, wait,
honest,
did-
do you really need like 7 farming? Seems like a lot.
I,
It's our only chance.
please
Sorry,
please
what's your
help
name
fund the
again?
monument more.
Caitlin.
We need authority, otherwise the kingdom is in danger.
yes, you.
Caitlin is.
Chip some money in for the fortress, please.
I'm surprised no one's funding the prison. It lowers the stability, which is what the.
I
We're-
like
we're-
to
we
point
have
it out.
decided to
Why
support
do
the
we not like
monarchy.
stability?
Yeah.
You've decided to support the monarchy for now. Jesus Christ. This is a fucking chaotic game. Brandon, at any moment.
Be careful for last second funding, so just keep
Yeah,
an eye
Brandon
on it.
at any moment can fund the prison, blow all his money, and get it built. Oh, there it goes! I don't even know what got
I
made!
told you I don't have money
made.
to reinforce the monument. Now the
The
authority
prison-
is 2, and now look where we
I'm
are,
sorry. You're
okay?
gonna yell at me for throwing in the game? Are you fucking kidding
We didn't
me?
even need all the money in. All the 2 highest funded buildings would be built.
I knew
We only
that
funded
was
2
bad.
buildings.
I knew that would happen. I was like, they're not doing anything right now.
I don't have
out
money
there.
to fund
And here
it,
comes
so-
Brandon.
I was fully willing to just sit that round out, but I thought it'd be pretty funny.
All right. So stability has gone down by 1. Okay. All right. A laughing stock. All right. The acclaimed playwright Nigel Natterflit has written another smash hit in theaters. Ooh. Problem is the new play features a character obviously based on me. How am I portrayed? Character is played by a professional clown named Biffo. At one point, a bucket of custard is upended over his head as he sits on the throne.
Oh,
Behind its
no.
peasants and nobles alike are watching this play. The theaters are packed. You must stop it. You cannot simply be known as King Biffo.
King Biffo. Let's go.
I mean, I could attend it.
But your authority, you cannot take more authority, boss.
I can't take more authority. We'll put out a warrant for his arrest. We caught him as he was boarding a ship to the Republic of Kurth, Your Highness. I see. I can execute him now, let him rot in the dungeons,
Kill.
or order him to change the rule into a heroic one. Counselors, how do we feel
Kill
about
him.
that?
More
mean, the-
defiance is bad.
King,
That
simply
does-
make the roll heroic, and it'll be good.
But that's so much.
No,
definitely
okay, but-
gonna be multiple
No
defiance
loss of
points.
stability.
Look at the.
That's fair.
Look at
No
the
loss of
options.
stability. You've
They
got
all
a good
increase
point.
authority
Ed.
and defiance,
Right, but what?
and
what-
only one of them does not decrease
I'd
stability.
say-
Yeah, but my
But you
point is
I
that
think
that
it's
might
a
be an
fair
increase of
trade-off.
1 defiance, whereas the make it a heroic one might be an increase of 2 to 3. That's a lot of defiance for the North.
No,
yeah,
it's
but the
just a
North
nicer
doesn't
option.
have the power to overcome this.
It's just
I'm-
a purely nicer option.
I'm willing to accept the Count's advice on this one. Authority has gone up by 2. Defiance has gone up by 1 across the board, but that's okay. It's okay. At least I've dealt with the threat to my authority. Alright. Alright. And no one can start a rebellion. I'd love to lower the defiance in the North a bit. Let's talk about
Maybe
my-
you should
I think,
lower, and then
I
our
think you
defense.
should
My
do
marriage with
this.
Adana has grown stale. No love, no spark. Is there a version of a happy marriage in this game?
Yeah, you just have to marry the the East, and it would have been good. But no,
What about as well as could be expected? Still need an heir, a child of my own. All right.
Again,
feel
I
like
will
I should
state
just
that if
get a
you have
guy.
a child with someone else,
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Roman method that worked really well for a while. I'm gonna adopt a lowborn
well,
child.
well, hold on. Consider first. That will probably lower your authority.
Nah.
no, I don't see why that would do that.
Nobles won't be happy with a lowborn child being elevated to the status of
Yeah,
royal.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
We'll have a cousin. We'll do a cousin. Cousin it is. There. We'll get a kid.
Our farms.
Avalanche. It's gonna be your farms. It's gonna be your farms. Devastating avalanche buried a mountain village within my domain. There were few survivors. I suppose the kingdom should lend a helping hand. The other nobles are under no obligation to help the North, but surely they will vote with compassion. We come
No.
to a vote. We can
Why
send
do they
financial,
protect our farms?
we can send financial aid, which will decrease their defiance, decrease my treasury to almost nothing, and increase northern wealth.
May I
You send the
propose
money, yeah.
anonymous voting for this round?
I think before the counts
I would
vote,
accept that.
what would the grandees vote for? Since they're clearly the superpower ahead, I think.
Oh yeah, we're really leading the nation.
No, it's
here.
obviously.
Yeah,
C.
you are.
We
Obviously
have
C.
a we have a
Alright, alright,
collective
alright.
150 gold. I don't want to
Alright.
hear it.
Well, so what are you gonna vote for then?
It's obviously C.
Probably A. Honestly,
Okay.
decrease their defiance.
Yeah, that gets
And
the
hope
treasury
that we
really
do well,
low, but it does.
It decreases their defiance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
Eric,
going to
please.
do a law for this one because they don't really
Please
do
veto A.
anything. Is it veto
Honestly-
A? But I,
Please veto
I,
A.
I kind
I-
of want A to happen.
I
You want to
propose
have
anonymous
200 money?
voting for
I
this
think
round.
I
A
will
would
say
be
this: I'm going to
best.
veto B We're either going to send financial aid or do nothing. The Archbishop thing doesn't give us anything.
You don't want to decrease our faith from 0 to even more 0, 0?
I'm not in it to destroy the kingdom when the treasury hits 0, so please vote C.
I may be taxing some people a little bit more when next
Yeah,
time.
Well,
so
joke's
vote
on
C
you,
so there's no
Randy
taxes.
doesn't have any money.
Yeah,
Vote
he's just,
C so there's no taxes.
I still get money. I still
we-
get the money.
Will and I don't have money to be
You
taxed,
don't
so
have
we don't
money to
care.
tax. So,
I
yeah,
like
it
how
doesn't
the
matter.
North voted for no aid.
We are moments away from
Remember
financial collapse.
the North voted.
The
You guys,
housing bubble.
Caitlin, are you and Dorian actually just planning on revolting now?
listen,
It seems like that's the
I
plan.
mean, your
Definitely
military is
seems
like
equal
that's
with the
the
grandees now.
Yeah, like they can fight on the field.
The
The
North did
Defiance
not
is
want this
gone.
aid. Why are you sending it?
Caitlin skims a little off the
Wow.
top, of course, for her trouble.
It's an extending a helping hand for when we need it later.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
will hopefully remember this.
They don't want it.
We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna end
We
the
don't want
season.
the helping.
They
Deep
need it
in the
regardless they
south,
want it or not.
A grandee
Just let us die in
paces
peace.
along the balcony of his hillside. It's just not enough. The peasants love Fabia and believe the miracles, but they won't rise up to put her on the throne. Take heart, Grandee. We are at the threshold. Peasants only need a small push. If only we could engineer that push. You guys just have to, the Grandees just have to get stability to form us. That's all you need.
Which just did not gonna happen.
All right.
I propose we should. Yep. Thank you.
The counts
Please.
will not be.
What?
The counts will
They
not
have
be
the
taxed.
most money.
But Hayden gave me the vote I wanted earlier. So
True.
he gets lower
but
tax.
so
who
did the
else voted
grandees.
for that option?
You have money.
No, we don't. You've just
Helping
crippled
out,
us.
helping out the king, man. I mean,
You've completely crippled your
We-
biggest
I mean, look
supporter.
who has the lowest
Oh,
the
defiance.
God.
loyalists being
Obviously,
loyal
we
to the
won't ever
king is
revolt.
above all else.
Yeah.
Eric, you've
We
killed
also
your
have pretty
biggest
good
backer.
faith, as in low.
No, I haven't.
We were your biggest backer, and we
You
now
know-
have no money.
You guys
You
already
guys-
had no money.
Yeah,
You spent
But
that's
you
fair.
took what little we had
Oh yeah, you were really gonna do a lot with your 50 gold. Whatever.
Yeah.
to survive the sort of financial crisis.
Yeah, all the events already happened in the East, it looks like. There's just no more.
Yeah, it looks like
Your
we're
yeah,
all
really. The
literally-
East already got blown up. So like, Your Majesty will recall the devastating avalanche that struck the North.
It's the
I do remember.
blood.
Vaguely,
Blood
the
comet.
avalanche uncovered an ancient stone door embedded in the mountainside. We suspect it may be one of our ancestors' tombs.
You
Some
think it'll
locals
destroy the
crowded into
farms?
The door and investigated within.
More
did not
northern
return.
lies.
This is the introduction to Origin Zombies, right?
To origin zombies.
More
Really is
northern
a-
lies. This is all fake. They just want
Alright.
more money.
Oh,
I'm
we
betting-
can't listen to this
the
fake
last time-
bullshit again. Last time we said it was fake, we got fucked. All right.
Ah, come on.
No.
We can send a group of renowned northern warriors to explore
Aye.
the ruins, or we can send a team of scholars from Quail University. I am
Scholars.
not
It's a
letting the
tomb.
Defiance
I have
go
a
up to
question.
7.
I have an important question. Where's Quail University?
It's all over the place. I think Quail University is the capital.
Oh, it's in the capital. Well, the capital is close to the east, kind of. It's
capital's-
like most geographically close, I think. So,
It is.
so
I'm-
I like that. I like sending people from us.
I
They're
think-
both
yeah, I don't-
decent options. I don't.
I think-
none of them.
Too.
None of
We're
them
more
seem
likely to
bad.
get something out of scholars.
We
Let's
will explore it.
Send the
We should
scholars.
explore it.
The
It
It
scholars.
appears.
Right.
I'm afraid.
God
I'm
damn
afraid.
it.
I'm afraid, Dorian, the council weighs in on these issues because
Ugh.
you're not a sovereign nation. Much in the same way that as much as the East would have loved to have the Crawler affair be an internal one.
God, the crawler affair was awful.
Okay, the crawler affair,
Was fake.
Okay, it was going to
Stop
split
saying it was
some
fake.
army.
Oh my god, I'm gonna blow up.
not
I'm going to kill you.
A team of scholars are sent forth to investigate, accompanied by a few officers of the Watch to ensure their safety. I hope I hear back from them soon.
I guess we all do.
Let's go down south. Let's do blood money. Blood.
We want our people in
money.
there. So.
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Hello, Zabs. Oh yeah, Brandon. By the way,
Why?
Dorian's original character got arrested, so now we have Zad the second.
Ah, I see.
Probably not me with a new
Hmm.
identity.
Yeah, you even have the same clothes,
Same clothes, same,
No, it's like
same
literally
facial
the
hair,
same-
no
same
less.
tattoos.
He's like, no, guys, it's me. It's not his. It's me, his son.
the
For
gene's
real.
strong in this bloodline, apparently.
Excuse me? Wrong. Nothing is wrong. Absolutely nothing is wrong in the North. Really? Because you're looking at me like you've swallowed a wasp. Things must have changed.
Did he
That
eat a
calls
bee?
for a celebratory glass of wine.
He's been stabbed. He's just
I
trying
think.
to cover it up.
Yeah, what is happening? All of these options give Dorian money.
That's okay.
Wondering?
Things must have changed. There's definitely not an old witch who lives at the border of my lands, and I definitely haven't been having money troubles. And most importantly, she didn't offer me a fortune in exchange for just a drop of my blood, an offer which
Oh
I
my-
absolutely didn't accept.
I see. So
Great stuff. Where's my wine? Ever since I didn't accept the witch's bargain, I haven't found myself obeying her every command. I definitely still rule over my estate, not her.
Oh.
Furthermore, she didn't forbid me from telling you any of this, and I am not using negative statements to bypass her magic.
Increase the farming, please, please,
Maybe you should see the court physician.
please.
No,
increase the
it's-
farming,
it's all
increase
good.
the faith.
Nay, Your Highness, that's not the case.
Oh, guess I was wrong.
After a week confined to a cold... Yeah, oh well. After a week confined to a cold iron box with nothing to eat but salt for a week?
Ew, holy
The magic stops affecting Chief Zed II so strong. He's even able to talk about his ordeal directly. I've always tolerated that bloody witch. She'd sell medicine to the peasants and help them find lost sheep. I never suspected she was capable of something like this. She's a witch, man. We need to call a vote and send a regiment to take back my stolen lands. But
I mean, they aren't stolen. Like, you made a deal.
all right. So our options: we take back Chief Zod's land and burn the witch at the stake, which does have a
seems like the
50%
only
chance
option.
of not working. Or we can take back Zad's land, but let the witch go free, in which Dorian loses money, the faith of the North goes down, and the farming of the North goes down.
Oh, I guess it is.
Or we can let Zad II suffer the consequences of his bargain, in which case
Oh shit. I'll be right
the
back.
defiance of the North goes up, and they will revolt. I cannot stress enough that the North is going to revolt.
I don't think we can afford a revolt.
I'm gonna do
We,
swing
I
votes.
promise,
So,
if you decrease our farming.
so A has a chance of failing, which probably means like defiance or
Eric.
something.
If it
there's a
fails, I think the
chance.
North's
King
military
Eric.
goes down even more.
I highly
Oh, I think the
suggest
defiance might go
for
up.
this
So
very
B is the
cr-
best
I
option.
highly suggest for this very critical vote, we should do anonymous voting.
I can't change. Oh well, I guess I can. All right, you want to do anonymous voting?
It'd be more fun that way.
Here's
since it's
here.
critical.
I'm gonna do anonymous voting. I want it to be B. I can't veto C, but I want it to be B.
B,
That's
it
all I
needs
can
to
say.
be B. It needs to be B.
I want it to be B. I'd love it if it was B. I wonder who voted for C.
It needs to be B because
Caitlin,
if we
I'm back.
go A, it's probably
Dorian, we're
going to
voting.
do
You're gonna want
defiance.
to vote pretty fast here.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
All right, Dorian is gonna lose 1,500 monies.
God damn it.
This is
So
good.
he's broke now.
I see this as a complete
As an
win.
absolute win.
Welcome to the club. There's
When
now
the northern
3
troops
nobles.
arrive at
no
Zod
money.
II's estate, they find that the witch has already fled, along with what remained of Zod II's.
The East now has
Peasants have
total control.
no memory of their time under the witch's
It's
rule,
gonna go
but the
lower.
churches have been burned with profane messages scrawled over their charred walls. Oh no, what will we do without the church? Anyway, and the fields are never again as bountiful as they were under the
What the
witch's reign.
fuck?
Your guys' farming went down. That's good.
Yeah, you
But-
Perfect.
Well-
10 more to go.
The
Yeah.
East, I'd like to emphasize the East has complete control over the auction now, pretty much. We can bid like 300
Yeah,
on
the
each
East,
and then
the
win.
East has. Yeah, the
The
East
East
can just do
does
whatever
have,
the
like-
fuck they want.
They really can!
I wonder why. I wonder if it's because you didn't tax them.
Yeah,
I did help them.
I
help
wonder-
the king earlier.
yeah.
So.
Hayden's
Okay, but
been...
literally, who else?
Hayden has been loyally serving me, bar
So
none.
has the Grandies. What are you?
I've never been against
Your
the
Majesty,
king.
the Archduke of Sal has invited you to his forthcoming wedding. Your attendance would help shore up relations between our two great nations. Ninth preserve us, great nation. The Isle of Saul is nothing more than a nest of pirates and cutthroats. That's a good point, Brandon.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
And I heard it isn't a proper marriage anyway. The Archduke is marrying a fish. Interesting
Wait, really?
argument, Will.
If it's
The
true.
groom is a finfolk, one of the denizens
Ah.
of the sea, perfectly sapient and actually amphibious. Well, the church doesn't agree with a man marrying a fish. We mustn't legitimize this farce by allowing the king to attend. All right, so our options are Of course, the king should attend the wedding, which will raise defiance, I presume, across the board. Faith will go down, stability will go up, which I like, but defiance goes up. Presumably, the North may be able to revolt. The king will not attend, but will send his warm regards. All it does is lower faith, presumably across the board. I don't mind. Condemn the wedding and sever diplomatic ties with the Isle of Sol. Defiance will go down, and faith will go up. I gotta be honest, now that I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking defiance will only go up or down in the South. Because they're the religious people. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do swing vote, because there's no reason not to. We might win out a little fun. You can change your vote after voting. I like B, but I like A more. I don't really like C. Doesn't really seem to get us anywhere. I mean, like, their defiance goes down, but I'm okay with Will and
Oh, now you are.
I have no control over this vote. You guys can change your votes. Keep that in mind. Caitlin has already voted for A.
The East is at least pretty. We've gone pretty far, sort of against the church in our previous efforts. So we don't have any problem with this interspecies marriage.
Well, then shouldn't you vote for A then? Because that's the one the church hates most.
Well, we also don't want stability increasing. So.
I think it's a slow start. I don't think we should be 100%.
All right. I assume Dorian isn't here, so yeah. Is Dorian not here? Do we want to wait for Dorian, or do we just?
He said he would be right back.
We could give him like a few minutes.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
We'll give him.
And again, I just want to say, didn't you say that you like A the best?
I'm back.
I do like A the
Welcome
best.
back.
Dorian,
Do you notice how I'm backing A?
Would you like to vote for?
Important.
Would you like to vote? The vote is still open.
God, you're such a little plastic brown on your nose over there.
Caitlin is earning some political points right now because since Dorian
Oh, yeah, it works out
ultimately
really well.
A,
Grandy's really
I get to
supportive.
tie and choose A.
That's fair.
Excellent. The wedding is scheduled for next year. I'll inform the Archduke that you shall be delighted to attend. Humph, this kingdom is sliding into madness. Oh, fucking pull the stick out of your ass, High Inquisitor. Alright, the South is a little more defiant. But the peasants, sentimental as ever, are in favor of my decision. Faith has gone down, but the kingdom's stability is up. Apparently the East is now agnostic.
You're welcome.
Fascinating. Alright, and I think that's the end of the year.
All right, one more season to get that farming down.
He's got to lower it by 10. While playing a game of chess in an austere castle, 2 counts of the East discuss their schemes against the crown. By the blood of the dead, the king must get a grip on the kingdom. We can't allow him to join our secret society of immortals when he can hardly keep the crown on his head. The count's aim is to raise authority to at least 5. So, to our count players, if any season ends with 5 authority or more, your scheme advances.
Yep.
So you want to get authority to 5 by the end of it.
I do just want to point out to you, Eric, that Grandy's is actually now your biggest supporter. Because the North wants to rebel, and the East is the only one who can feasibly actually complete their scheme.
So
I think the North does want to rebel.
Ooh,
I'm
East
doing
is
the
your-
Monarch's golden choice because whichever one I put this on, I know is gonna win. We're gonna get rid of swing votes because no one's really used it, and I know we like anonymous voting for the funny.
and no thanks for
All
the
right,
news yet.
Let's go see the scholars. Let's go see the
Scholars
scholars.
return? Alright, Scholars return. Chief Galen, bizarre news from the Tune in the North, Your Majesty. The scholars of Quail University have finished their excavation. Inside, they made contact with an army of warriors made entirely from ice. The frozen... This is an incredibly magical world for the king to have, like, no magic. The frozen soldiers declare their loyalty to King Bjarnulf and asked to be taken to him. Who is King Bjarnulf? He died 400 years ago. He was a king back when the North was independent. The Ice Warriors have trouble understanding stuff.
All the fucking wizards
Gandalf
are
is
apparently
interred
just
in-
incredibly fucking...
They're like all immortal.
They're just
and, like,
evil.
yeah. King Bjarnulf is interred in the Hall of Heroes in Wintergate. We could take them to see his skeleton. Perhaps that will persuade them he's dead. A foolish idea. We should break them apart and try to work out the magic that powers them. I did not ask you, Easterner. All right. So, we could take the Ice Warriors to see Bjarnulf's skeleton, which will lower farming.
For some
We could
reason.
order
Probably
the scholars to take them
gross
apart to see how they work, which will lower military and my authority. We could seal them in the tomb for good, which will increase Northern Defiance. Or we could tell them that the current monarch, me, is King Bjarnulf. Which I feel like could have some horrific consequences.
I feel like B and D are bad ideas that could result in...
No, D's a very good idea.
Here's the
because
thing.
it
I
doesn't
feel
do
like
anything
D actually
bad.
might work out.
I think
D doesn't
no,
do anything bad.
I
somehow
am
they're find
I am
out.
horrified what happens with D, but I am violently curious.
My
what happens
morbid
if we choose
curiosity
D.
would like to
We
pick
could
D.
do the Monarch Gold.
So I'm gonna Monarch
Can we do
Gold
it?
Chase on
Yeah.
Jason.
Alright,
Bourne.
well, I
It's
guess
so funny.
we're forced to pick D if we want to keep up and...
Eric, I would like to tell you your wisdom is great because I would have picked that anyways. It's just so obviously correct.
Dorian, why are you going with
The
A?
option is not going to win anyways, and we need money, so...
Pick the money that...
All right,
Sometimes you
Dorian
gotta
is
make a
close.
statement, right?
I think what Dorian is doing here is he's covering his bases, which means if this goes horrifically wrong, Dorian has an out.
Oh, I declared
Exactly.
my
I gotta
options
say,
before voting.
I am horrified of what might happen.
I'm going to laugh when they, like...
When the Ice Warriors are told that the ancient King Bjarnulf still rules the kingdom, they accept it without question. They offer to serve the Northern Chiefs as shock troops. They're powerful, dangerous warriors.
I would order the ice
Warriors
troops to march south.
and
Yeah.
spare their fealty to
Why
you
would you?
instead.
Why would you increase their military?
Allow them to remain under the North's control.
That is true. They're about to they might...
But you're...
But their defiance will go down. So
But that would put them
So we're
above
farther
everybody
from
else.
rebellion.
I think it's like Defiance is kind of cheaper than military, so I think it's like a net advantage for them to like have to go Defiance up again. If they want to revolt, it's good for them to have
If they
high
go
money.
Yeah.
south, will they melt?
I'm gonna
These
order
Ice
the
Warriors
Ice Warriors.
is
I want
belong to you.
3 weeks later, the Ice Warriors stand lined up before you, and your heart sinks.
They're
The southern
melting.
weather
I
hasn't
knew
been
it.
kindness.
Ah!
They're formless, stripping
What do
only
you-
vague tubes, melting into
They're made of
balls.
ice.
I know, that's
Their
what I-
leader steps forward and offers his sword.
What?
Someone clear up this. How is that? Clear up. They're furious.
Yeah, our Defiance...
Yeah, that was...
Well, yeah. Now the northern Nords can revolt again after the end of this season. Fascinating. All right. An island rises. Grandy Brand. How's it going, Brandon? Brandon, you well? Doing a good job.
So,
Your Holiness, something
So
most
fired.
strange has occurred in the Ghost Sea. A new island has risen halfway between our shores and the island of Saul. The Finn folk raised it from the depths using their weird ocean magic.
Kind
Okay.
of offensive. Okay.
It's true, Your Majesty, says my Chancellor, who we see like 4 times. The Finn folk raised the island to celebrate the marriage of their prince to the Archduke of Saul. They will gift it to him on the day of the ceremony. This is terrible news. That island is of immense strategic importance. We can't let it fall into Salish hands. So I cannot pay a wizard to sink it back into the sea because my treasury is apparently too low. I can send the Chancellor to seduce the Finfolk prince and sabotage the wedding.
kind
I
of
can
defeats
just
the whole
attend the wedding
purpose.
as planned, or I can send the king to discuss secret negotiations with the Finfolk.
We don't know what these do we?
I'm curious what the kings.
We don't really.
Probably
I don't really know what any of these
Says-
do.
The king should attend.
Yeah, I'm just in
I'm
support
just gonna
as
start
normal.
the vote. I don't really have I don't want to veto any of these options. I don't know what any of them do.
The East is as normal, completely appreciative
It's totally
of and
normal.
This was the
of
original plan
interspecies.
anyways. The king
Yeah.
was
So
already
so
for it.
stay the course is the
Okay, but
advice of the
this is kind of
East.
funny.
If
This
if
is
the
kinda
Merfolk
funny.
wish to gift
Alright,
their
well-
lands to someone else, that is their prerogative.
Here's
That-
the
they were
B.
ours.
They did literally raise the island.
It was
out.
theirs.
Like but I
Yeah.
want that island. That island is hosting a very important wedding in a few months and is also the dowry. Surely I don't have to explain the diplomatic importance of such an event and the king's attendance.
See,
Okay, so that was fine. Where is? Oh, here's the Isle of Saul. So, like, the island is, like, around here? I mean, I guess that's strategically important, but I don't think this island is invading this kingdom.
I think if it's in the middle, we can like control trade.
I don't know,
probably pretty
Will.
well.
You're a historian, along with me in some cases. Do you think this could be?
Well, they were
this?
stated to be pirates mostly, which makes me it's probably mercantile issues.
All right, we have a random merchant from the Grandees of the South who has a mercantile. Your Majesty, the richest merchants in the South have bribed the Grandees and given them an exclusive charter. They now control all trade of perfumes and dyes, the South's most valuable goods. Clearly, it's doing the South pretty well. It's a monopoly, Your Majesty. They're scamming the public by fixing prices, pushing smaller traders like myself out of business. Something must be done. Okay. Grandees.
We will literally collapse UGC.
Let's choose
Yeah.
C.
Let's choose C. Yeah,
Let's choose C.
Hey.
you shouldn't have said that.
I'm talking to the king. You married my daughter. We've supported you. We've helped you against the North and their
Trade-
obvious defiance tendencies.
Trade and stability goes up if we choose C, though.
But we don't have money. We have no.
That's
You have,
okay. Two other regions
you have
will have money.
500.
We have 500 money. Let's go with C.
You know, I'm just gonna let you guys vote again.
Chiefs, what are your votes?
The Chief's gonna vote. Chief's gonna. Oh, there's Caitlin.
Is it just up to principal?
Wow. Nobody likes
Anonymous
the
vote.
monopoly.
No one seems to want the monopoly to happen.
Monopoly?
You order your soldiers to break up the monopoly, accompanied by even more fearsome threat: lawyers. The charter is
Oh.
declared illegitimate. Many grandees lose their investment. So some grandee wealth is gone, and the South is a little more. Smaller traders in the South flourish again, and prices return to the sensible level common folk are doing. See, you guys got more trade out of it, and we're more stable. Yay!
Tell us how much wealth they lost.
They lost 300 monies each, so they're both down to 200.
Each? Okay.
Which means once again the counts can just dominate the
lost.
fucking option if it ever comes up. Let's go ahead. Let's go to the season. The dreams of being up in the north. Chief Caitlin and
Bees.
Wizard Berserk are enjoying a grand feast together. Any glassware has been carefully replaced with ceramics. The kingdom is still absolutely teeming with bees. Buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. I can't
There's
get
so
away
much
from it.
food.
There's so much food in this game. I'm astounded our military isn't larger. We could feed a whole other country's military. Oh, it hurts my skull. Berserk groans, and the oaken table splits down the middle like a tree
Now
stump.
he's
Oh my
destroying our
God.
fucking dinner table.
Please, just give me a few more months. By the old gods, I won't let you down. See that you don't. My skull aches me. Irrational. I don't know what is irrational. The
My
chief's aim
skull
is
aches
to
make
lower
me
all
irrational.
regions combined farming to 14. It's never gonna happen.
Never
It's
gonna
like
you lower your own to 0.
still
Love.
wouldn't work. All right. I still have no heir apparently, which I thought
I think they need to get old enough, right?
I guess. How long does that fucking take?
Or wait, no, you're finding somebody. Oh wait, no, your other guy wasn't legitimate.
And
'Cause I think your marriage
stability-
went bad.
And
There's a
since
thing that says
stability-
your heir, though.
Where's my
One of the
heir?
tabs says your heir. So,
Hey, the East is having issues. Oh, your heir. Okay, the quest for an heir is finally complete. I stand before the council holding a small child in my arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown come to my cousin and adopted son. We're gonna keep this a male-only monarchy here, people.
oh wow,
Man,
okay.
man. Stability just went up to 9.
Jeez.
Your Honor, may I be the first to congratulate you on adopting an heir. What is his name? Eric II.
Eric.
We are pleased. We are blessed, Your
Eric
Majesty.
II.
I'm sure little Eric II will grow up to be a chip off the old block. You are plotting against me, Brandon.
Please pronounce it correctly. It's Eric
It's
2.
Eric.
Congratulations on finding an heir. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the Spy Master soon. I would like to note, it has taken us this long just for me to start working on the ambition.
Yeah,
You
but your
guys,
ability
my
and it's
ambition,
super fucking high.
I've been wargaming the fuck out of this. I cannot believe all of you guys have made it to the second stage, and you have been like hindering each other a lot.
Which is the point of the game.
Yeah, all of you are trying to win. All right,
Oh,
we
wait,
can do an island
finally
wedding or a
have
ghoulish.
The ghoulish problem. It's our first event in a long time.
Yeah, I think we should solve
And
the
it's
problems of the
bad,
kingdom
again.
before we go to
Destroys your farms.
Foolish problem. The Archbishop, Your Majesty, we're having terrible problems in the East. People have lost faith in the Ninth God, and churches are being left to crumble. That is not my fault, man. But without priests to perform the rites, the dead are rising as ghouls from their abandoned crypts. There have been 9 attacks in the last week alone. Oh,
That's convenient.
Wow.
dark news
More
indeed.
lies from the
We
church.
must remind the Eastern folk that they are lost without the Ninth to protect them, especially once they've passed. So do we have, like, Draugr burial rules? Like, we have to do it right or they fucking come back and kill you?
More church lies. There's no supernatural.
All right, so here's
for once, I
so-
agree with you.
So Hayden and Henry, I'd like to know, you no longer need faith to be loved.
Correct.
Correct.
So I'm gonna Monarch's Golden Choice A, because I think it's best for everyone if the problem is just solved.
Yes.
Why not use them as cheap labor?
Cheap labor is. It's not gonna happen. Okay, fine. I'll get money.
Yeah, that's the reason
As
why.
long as we didn't pick B, that's fine.
I didn't want to do D either because it's based on trade, and the only one I would bet on that one is the Grand East, probably. Voting is
Why
closed.
can't? There's no authority.
I know, it's kind of
Say
rough.
more. All right, your defiance is now aloof. I'm able to cope with that.
We're fine.
The counts
We're
are
not
deeply
defining
annoyed by the flood of zealous young priests into the east, preaching on street
That's
corners
fine.
and shouting the nice names from rooftops. But it works. The church is through full again. The rites spoken once more, and the ghouls resume their eternal sleep. I think we can all agree that was the best version of that,
That was
situation.
the best situation.
And everybody got a little money out of it. You know, everybody got a little money. Just a little speech. An island wedding. This is gonna go so bad. I can feel it. Your Holiness, in a few days you'll be traveling to the Archduke of Saul's controversial wedding. Surely there's a way we can turn this to our advantage. Brandon, you are like fucking Peter Baelish up in this bit. He's like, how can we destroy the wedding? We must forge an alliance with Saul. They have fast ships, and with this new island outpost, control over most of the Ghost Sea. Or you could probably object to this blasphemous union of man and
Shut the
fish.
fuck up.
Capitalize.
Get away.
Go back to
Get out
the
of
east
here.
and control
Man.
them.
This is a matter for the council, I believe. Great idea, Chancellor. So I really think that we should probably seek an alliance. I think that may be a good idea.
That would overall.
But I'm not doing B.
Oh man!
I mean, we are not objecting to the union.
Come on, Eric.
We
Where's
we
your
had-
sense of humor?
All right, here we go. We can either seek an alliance or just attend the wedding like a normal person. It
The
appears
Chiefs have been separate in their votes for like the past.
the Chiefs are having a tough time agreeing right now.
No, we voted the same on the last one.
All right,
The East has
voting
finally
closed.
come together for a while.
For a while, yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah.
The council has spoken. Good luck, Your Highness. Soon the time has come. I board a ship and sail to the newly risen island where the Archduke of Saul is due to marry his Finfolk groom. Naturally, Andana is accompanying you. Oh dear, I hope I don't have to make too much small talk. You handle the conversation. All right, thanks, Andana. At last, new island crests above the horizon. It's an empty little rock devoid of vegetation with no buildings except a marquee and a hastily constructed Church of the Ninth. Hey, they put the time in. They made a church for us, guys. It's so nice. But it's packed with people, mostly minor nobles of Saul, who welcome you with cheers and bows. File and ceremony begin. Oh my god! Holy shit! This is a gay wedding. Not only is it between man and beast, it's gay. It's like the shape of water if it was even more controversial.
Should have protested.
As the ceremony begins, the Finfolk Prince walks down the aisle while the Archduke of Saul waits for clasped hands. Is anyone here? Oh my god.
Object.
Everything. No, I'm
This
not.
is a homosexual wedding.
And that's that then. Time for a party. Everyone crowds
Okay,
into the
I have-
marquee to get incredibly drunk as you're making the rounds, chatting and gobbling canopies. Canapes? Canapes? Does anyone know how to pronounce that?
I think it's kind of.
Canapes. Because
Nobody-
canopies is
nobody
like
knows
the thing. You find yourself face to face with the Archduke. Hey man, I'm way above your pay grade. You're like a pirate king at best, and I rule
Pirate
the largest
king?
landmass. Your Majesty, thank you for coming. A toast to my new husband and I. You're like a foot taller than a person's supposed to be.
I find a very funny idea
So you're
is
very much
for when the game is next played to be like religious zealots and just be afraid of everything. I think that'd be very funny to do for one
I would be
playthrough.
interested. Yeah, do a religious zealotry playthrough. Would you be interested in an alliance between Sial and my kingdom? Depends. What do you have to offer? I can't do gold, and apparently I can't do military support because we
Oh,
guys have
food.
no armies. Our
Food.
finest cuisine, because we are fucking blitzed. I do love your buttered turnips. Buttered
That
turnips?
sounds- I
You
think
can
it's-
make those anywhere. Very well, an alliance is born. Now let's enjoy the party. Wow. Wow. Being jacked on farming just won us an entire alliance.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Will. Honestly, that is a gift from the Grandays right there.
I told you the
Rival
worms weren't a
capital.
problem.
Everybody's defiance just collapsed. Oh, y'all! Dorian has been working towards a revolt.
Hey,
for
we've
a
been
while. I
loyal for
know
a
he
very
has.
long time, Your Majesty.
This alliance will bring us great fortune, Your Majesty. Trade is up, and some grandee wealth has increased.
Oh my god. We need to
Jesus
triple the grandees.
The Grandies have 10 in 2 different things. And the funniest part is it doesn't matter because they cannot get stability low enough to actually
No, it
win
doesn't
the
matter.
game.
Yeah.
Archduke is happy.
We are
shares-
simply a monstrous supporter of the monarchy.
Okay, how did that
what
not
it
lower
is.
farming at all?
Wow. There's
I'm
there's
very-
no I
Because
can't
we're
believe
still
there's no
producing the
ways-
same amount of food, we're just exporting it in a certain direction now. Because if you don't think we're not exporting food, Caitlin, you're living on another fucking planet right now.
I can't believe that there's no way to increase authority the whole time.
Yeah,
really annoying.
my authority is just chilling at 4.
Suppose increase it even further.
I'm sure once it comes to the oh,
It's another.
well,
Okay.
this is
How
where
fascinating.
yeah.
All right, this is where the Easterners can make some plays. But
Okay, we're gonna
some
buy a
of our
monument.
some of our lords, I
I'll
know
stay out of
they have
No, but
they
listen.
have built up.
A
So-
monument would be fine, but we should decrease Eric's stability.
No, man, my stability's great.
Yeah,
The
I would be
king-
willing to put it down
the
a little
king-
bit. Yeah.
The kingdom is stable. I don't know why anyone is mad.
Because
Hayden.
we'll win.
Hayden, build an aqueduct. Do me a favor and build an aqueduct.
Actually, yeah,
okay,
you guys
I'm willing to put
build an aqueduct.
500 into the
We're
monument.
gonna attempt to build a fortress, I think.
And then I'm willing to put like I'll say I'm willing to give up to 400 for the prison.
Keep in mind the timer is up. You guys now have 45 seconds.
Yeah, an aqueduct wouldn't be a bad idea.
Aqueduct, maybe a fortress for the Grandees. If
I'm
we
willing to
build
give up
if-
to 400 for the
Northerners in
prison.
check.
the Northerners have no hope. They're not even considering building the deer park. They're done. They're just out. There's nothing they can do.
The deer park just seems so funny.
Or the prison to lower his
It's
stability.
a waste of money to build the deer park.
I'm willing to
put
pay
in
up to 400 for the prison
Who
if
put
other
in
people
money
go in
on
on
the
that.
cathedral to increase the faith of the chief?
Why are we increasing our faith?
Who put money down?
We don't fucking we don't need it.
Yeah, that's really rough.
It's looking like the a lot of last second buying has happened. I can never tell what's being built because everybody spends all their money on a monument to increase authority
Why?
and a deer park to decrease farming by 1. Oh my god. So it appears that the counts Actually, oh no, it didn't happen in time.
Please
Count-
accept our humble gift of a monument to your greatness,
The counts
King Eric.
need. I cannot stress this. The counts need to keep authority at 5 for this entire season, or something is gonna happen.
We'll just put
All
it
right,
up.
let's talk about
Let's
my
put it up.
ambition. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be a peacekeeper. I think I've done pretty well at that. The military is downsized. The trade and farming are going great. And stability's up, and my authority is generally well respected. I'm a
Historically,
great...
this has been a prelude to an absolute collapse.
Actually, yes, it is. The amount of economic and agricultural buildup means at any moment any of you could raise a massive army.
Yes, and there's no professional standing army at all.
At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be a peacekeeper. I did say that. I've succeeded on that front. Kingdom is peaceful, and I'm renowned for my mercy and wisdom. Everybody's defiance lowers.
God damn.
But to shut down your nobles scheming for good, we need to build on that reputation. My advisors have some ideas. The common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles won't dare overthrow you for fear of a revolution. My advice, on the other hand, would be to infiltrate each region with loyal spies. Defeat their schemes with schemes of our own. But the Chancellor has other ideas. So it's either stability in trade or stability in farming.
Listen, farming is fine. Farming is good. We should probably
You
increase
guys
trade.
have in the two things that you guys have in fucking spades. It could be anything else. Farming is higher. So
Imagine it was faith.
a wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll be recruiting town criers to shout about your achievements to the masses. But first, I need some actual achievements. My priority should be to raise the kingdom's stability and overall farming as much as I can. And of course,
Dude.
there can't be open rebellion among the nobles. Oh my god. Do I win now? Alright, a prediction.
You probably have to wait
what?
some
I'm
time like us.
Our two Northern Lords. A prediction or a pillar of the community? Which one do you want to do first?
We need to
Let's do
drop
pillar.
authority by 1.
You're not a Northern Lord, Henry. I'm asking the
Oh.
Northern
Oh,
Lords.
sorry.
What they want to do.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Dorian, a prediction or a pillar of the community? Which do you want to do?
Prediction.
Prediction. Chief Zad II. Your Highness, excellent news from beyond the sky. As Your Majesty knows, I'm an amateur astronomer, just like my dad.
Gee, thanks.
What?
I haven't seen that a solar eclipse is on its way, visible from the north. We must encourage the kingdom to gather beneath the dark sun and experience this once-in-a-lifetime event. By the 9th, nay, says Brandon, who's depressed still. An eclipse is a warning from the 9th
Brandon,
god,
fuck
a
off.
sign that the kingdom has fallen to shadow. All the nobles start talking at once. Some are excited, some are horrified, but all are very loud.
I mean,
All right.
Brandon's not been wrong yet.
Here are our options. We can focus on the holy protection against this eclipse, which will lower defiance and increase faith. We can encourage visitors to the north to witness the event, which will increase defiance and trade. Or C, these sun-obsessed fools should focus on their land, not the sky, which will increase defiance and farming. I really don't
I
care.
propose anonymous voting.
I refuse. B is vetoed. Everybody!
Aw, man.
Aw, man.
We're not
Guys,
gonna
if farming increases, that benefits Eric.
It does,
Yeah,
and it already
fine.
has 2 votes.
We are far from God,
And-
anyways.
I think
We are
getting that
far from
rebellion
God.
going will stop Eric the best at this point, if you want to do that. But
Exactly. Why
Yeah,
are
I
you
don't-
still up hope about farming? Just
So,
I'll just support him.
increase the
Increase the
defiance.
farming.
Right.
so,
right.
so
More
everybody,
farming.
so people are rushing to attempt to start a revolt in the north. Everyone.
No, I'm helping the king. I'm giving you farming, Eric.
Finds up 5 points or lower his stability in order to actually.
All right. The south is now cordial, and the north now has a wee bit of faith. Northern sages have a few specifics about the sun going dark, other than the usual "we're all going to die." So the chiefs turn to the church, scripture for help. They're a little bit of faith. Good job, grandees. A little bit of faith in the north now. You hope they will find something before the eclipse occurs. Okay.
Grandy's promise.
Pillar of the community. Here we go. Count Zone Frog. Hey, Henry. Your Grace, I regret to have to bring this news to you, but there's no other way. We've been tracking an Eastern criminal who's wanted in conjunction with a number of high-profile incidents back home. We thought she'd slipped the net until recently, when we discovered she fled to the north a number of years ago.
No doubt they harbored
But the
her.
chiefs are refusing to let us investigate further. Who's the criminal? We don't know her real name, but the peasants call her One-Eyed Sally. She's lied, cheated, and murdered her way halfway across the east. Wait a moment, are you talking about Laughing Sally? She's a pillar of the community back in Skanier.
I told you they were
She
harboring
arrived
her.
a few years ago from the east and used her wealth to invest in local businesses and set up an orphanage. Everyone loves her. Surely you jest. Laughing Sally? This woman is a bloodthirsty criminal and must be punished. Alright. So we can do send Laughing Sally back to the east, which will increase authority, raise and lower defiance, and lower trade. Or we can allow Laughing Sally to stay in the north under the protection of the chiefs, which will raise and lower defiance, lower my authority, and increase trade. Or we can just summon her to the capital to answer to the king's justice. I like that.
Whoever
one.
votes for A,
I
whoever
think that
votes
should
for
be
A,
fair.
whoever votes for A, I will back you for $100 extra in the
next auction.
the next auction.
I like
I'll
C.
double down on that.
Yeah, the Monarch's Golden Choice gives me 500.
Yeah, that's true.
Brandon, you gonna vote?
Brandon, we will offer you $600 in combined auction funds.
No.
Cabal.
Thank you, Brandon.
God
You're a
damn.
good man. The sinister gay cabals. They're plotting against you. When One-Eyed Sally arrives in the capital, she looks like any other sweet old lady. The sort of woman who gives local children candies against their parents' wishes. How can I help you, dearie?
She's the hag from Bolt.
You've seen enough to execute this criminal.
For now.
Nicer
This
now.
is just
How
a
do you
Versace
believe
piece
of
Captain
shit.
Rich.
Frogs? Oh dear, I'm afraid Zone Frog must have mistaken me for someone else. I swear by every god there is, your highness, I've never pillaged anything
She's not
but my
faithful.
pantry.
She didn't regard him as lord.
Why did you go to the north? That's the question to ask.
Why did you move to the north? I always liked it there. The people are so delightfully different, and they love orphans, like me. Have I mentioned that I love orphans? They remind me of myself. I was an orphan for as long as I can remember.
Crazy.
Guys,
I was
might have
A
been
clear lie.
An orphan?
Okay.
I was an orphan once.
She's in it.
She
What
ran
did you
away from
do when
home.
you were younger?
Room
I
full of
worked in the
orphans.
mines, I did. It was long hours of back-breaking labor. It taught me humility, it did.
Humidity.
Oh, well, there's lots of people from the east called Sally. It's a very common name. Even my mother was called Sally.
She must pay for the blood of her.
You were an orphan since birth, but you know your mother's name. Suddenly, Sally's face shifts. She adjusts the posture, standing up straighter and stares you right in the eyes. All right, you got me. I'm One-Eyed Sally, but I'm reformed now. See? Ask the orphans. Do we have any orphans to ask? No, Your Majesty. We didn't think it was really important to bring any along.
I told you they were harboring her.
Are you really reformed, though? I suppose that would be a matter of opinion. But if you're talking about whether I still do murder, then no. I don't do that anymore. Just a bit
Anymore?
of tax
That's not.
fraud here and there. Victimless crime.
Just like the
It's all
grandees,
most
baby.
of 'em.
Little tax fraud here and there.
It's all
of
a mu- it's all
victimless
mu-
You
crime.
literally got tax cuts last time around.
I've already admitted that I'm the one Zone Frog was looking for, that pompous idiot. So what are you going to do to me? Alright. So
Behead her.
I would
Turn
like
the
to
north. She's cool.
I would like to quote a line from the one true king of Westeros, Stannis Baratheon. A good deed does not wipe out a bad, nor a bad the good. We're gonna behead her. I'm glad justice will be done, though I'd have preferred if we in the East had been able to pass the sentence. Well, you can't get everything you want.
Yeah, I don't actually say that. That's just
When
me
the
in the
watch
game.
approached Sally, she reassumes her previous persona. She bends her back, puts on a smile, and then fake hobbles outside to face the executioner. Later, you hear that the capital has seen some light rioting over your decision to execute a nice old lady. Well, stability is still 8, so... and my
Yeah,
authority
we get
is 6,
closer though.
which means the East can, for the first time, actually proceed to the 3rd stage of a scheme.
Damn it.
Nobody took us up on our funding offer, so
Yeah,
Deep in the eastern mountains, a night owl screeches as two counts plot in their hidden castle. How delightful! The king is drunk with power. Am I?
I don't know that's what authority means, but
We're so close. But I was thinking, should we really show the king the true secrets of our group? I thought that was the point. Immortality and all that. Yes, but those are secrets meant to be. But those secrets are meant to be well kept secrets. What if we pull the wool over his eyes? All right, so this is a thing for the. We can plan a false ritual that will kill him, or make me actually immortal.
I mean, our defiance isn't really an issue.
A.
You want to do A?
A.
All right, for the funny.
Yeah, we're already
kill
there.
me. Voting is closed. All right. This will be a fine trick. The important thing is that we keep a good reputation with the king. We must convince him we're a trusted friend willing to share a wondrous gift. For the final stage of the scheme, the counts must lower their defiance to 1 or less.
We got this, baby.
Seems pretty easy. Oh, trading.
Tax the
All right.
tax the counts.
Whoa.
High tax the count.
High tax the
Yeah,
That's
counts.
a fair point. It seems like a pretty good idea.
Yeah,
They're
that's
pretty
fair.
rich over
That's
there.
fair. The treasury
And,
needs some boost.
You also
anyways.
The
should,
treasury does
raise-
need some
You
bolstering.
should
We're,
also
we're
raise our
for the
taxes
counts
as well.
being taxed.
Raise your taxes, you think? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not sure that's a good idea with your defiance at 5. I will say this,
the grandees are
grandees.
also up quite a bit.
You've
They
got a
can
lot of
afford-
money over there.
Yes, but
They were.
we
they-
didn't have any
They
money.
have
That's a lot of money over
They
there.
have been promoting taxing the rich this entire time.
You should
We have not
probably
been
you should
promoting
probably
taxing the
bribe the
rich.
chief.
We've been supporting the monarchy.
Yeah, you should bribe us. If you don't want
No,
to,
I'm not gonna
do that.
You should bribe us.
I'm not gonna do that.
Bribe the
I'm
poor.
gonna,
Almost.
I'm gonna
Eric.
tax the 2 richest classes
Eric.
heavily,
That's fair.
and then
We've
I'm
been
not
supporting
gonna.
the monarchy this entire
You guys-
time. You would
You
tax
guys
your.
have
You still have
4,000
plenty of
each
money.
have
All right,
gold.
let's not
We've had
kill
loyalty
ourselves.
like 99% of the game. It's true. We
Hey
haven't gotten
man,
like above
break
2.
it down economics.
All
I'm
right.
gonna have to go soon.
How does
Ambition,
here's a question,
beloved.
Eric. How does your thing go? Like, when do you win?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
This will be the biggest public relations campaign the kingdom has ever seen. You'll tour the kingdom giving speeches. Town criers will claim your great deeds from every corner. Can we do things to, like, actually help people? The nobles would never accept it. You'll need to secure your hold on power. Then you can pass whatever reforms you. A few days later, I don't know. Give me my fancy robes. Okay, as I step out into view, the hats are thrown in the air.
Wait,
Someone
it's
faints for
Sally.
joy. Everywhere, no, Sally had one eye. Everywhere
Oh.
you've gone, you've met with the same reception. The public like you. They really like you. But you need to turn that into love. I gotta do my speech. As I launch
Is
into
this-
the speech, the peasants hang on to your every word. The crowd grows and grows. When I wrap things up, the peasants' cheering is so loud I'm nearly knocked over. Oh, well done. Everyone loves me. Yay. It's wish fulfillment. Not quite everyone, Your Majesty. Up until now, your speeches were confined to the capital. Now it's time to take this show on the road. Over the next few weeks, I travel all over the kingdom, delivering the same speech to packed venues everywhere I go. I'm greeted by cheers and applause. Things are going wonderful. The common folk of the East even want to throw you a surprise banquet to celebrate your achievements. How delightful. This is a sign you're a true king of the people, Your Majesty. This has nothing to do with the nobles. It's all about the ordinary folk. The salt of the earth. Exactly as I wanted. Wait my invitation. Really, with this much farming, it's still only 70% guaranteed.
Oh, we didn't have enough food. Sorry.
After
Those holes.
After a few
We
weeks,
ran out
Tyson
of-
slides into my office looking very pleased. Townsfolk of the East are ready for me to visit. I'll wear my best crown. Wife Andana steps out of the carriage. Hey, finally! Very nice, don't you think?
Are you
Very
winning
nice
right
indeed.
now?
I think I don't know. I think I am. Little Eric II makes the Chancellor play increasingly undignified make-believe games on the Eastern capital, hang out the windows, train the procession. Hayden stalks up to you and bows. The smile is very rigid. Greetings, Your Highness. How very good to see you. Surprise. By the ninth god, I had no idea. The Eastern peasants have decided they support you so much that they've put on a party in your honor. They love me that much. It was a surprise for all of us. Voices of praise. Conte, totally not a rebel's face, is like thunder. Also, can I just say, this has happened... Oh, wait, never mind. When you enter the banquet hall, national anthem strikes out. Even more cheering fills the hall. Hall is filled with an eastern townsfolk, but there's also common folk. Northern warriors bellow their support. Chancellor looks stunned. I had no idea everyone had got together. Let's party. I spend a week in the east, but I can't be on holiday forever. Eventually, I return to the capital, where the council is in session. The nobles are arguing again. By the 9th, we must have coin from the treasury. I found an ancient law stating that the South is entitled to funds for southern sporting activities. No, we need gold for our businesses. The peasants aren't working hard enough, and we're losing momentum. You think back to all the gathered peasants, tradespeople, and merchants all cheering. So many of them cheering for you. All right.
Tax the rich, tax the nobility.
I'm bringing the peasants into the council. I'm not going to do that. Make your own money. You have enough. The nobles gas. Conte, totally not a rebel, takes a deep breath, but as if to argue back, but then glances at the servants around you. You lock eyes with him. You can tell they're thinking of the banquet in their town. Yes, your majesty, of course. Even over a single day, it becomes clear the nobles are running scared. I have so much support from the ordinary people across the kingdom that the nobles have realized just how outnumbered they really are. Merchants and peasants rubbed shoulders with the aristocrats in council sessions, bringing fresh perspective and the concerns of the ordinary people to the throne for the first time. The kingdom grows truly harmonious. Even the crown on your head feels lighter on your head when you put it on each morning. Stability is serene. The treasury is $4 grand! Trade can't go higher. Trade is wealthy. Trade is opulent. Everybody's rich. Rain stretches out in front of you, full of hope and ready for a bright future. I won!
Yeah.
I won!
It's kind of anticlimactic. We had no idea it was coming.
The Grandees prayed and prayed for a miracle to place Fabia in her rightful place on the throne, but no miracle came. With their plans in tatters, the counts retreated to their castle to Brooke. Their olive branch was rejected, the secret of eternity that they had guarded for eons. They would not be so kind again. The attempt to woo Brizkurt to the northern cause was doomed to failure. Eventually, the wizard, bored of these mortal squabbles, trapped Chief Caitlin in a bubble of silence from which she never escaped. What the hell, man? That's so
Somehow I got away.
Somehow
real.
Zod the
I get
second.
trapped in a bubble of silence?
It's nice to be loved, especially when you're loved by an entire kingdom. King Eric rode a surge of public adoration for another 15 years of carousing, feasting, and popular reform, which were promptly undone after his passing. But the peasants thought it was nice while it lasted.
Damn.
King Eric the
II
Reformer. King Eric II is basically going to be stuck in the same fucking thing. The wealthiest noble was Brandon, the poorest noble was Caitlin. Across the kingdom, we had no army. Thank God we never got invaded. Because there are random invasion events that can happen,
Ugh.
and it is fucking horrific. So yeah, there it is.
There's
the thing.
Man, we're really close to winning.
You guys were. If I had ended the season, basically, you would have won.
That. Huh. Well, now we know how the game end works, so we can be like,
I'm
it's
surprised somehow she got the punishment, but
somehow Caitlin's
Well, to be fair, your first character was imprisoned, so your second boy was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
It was, advocate.
Have a good night.
Have a good one. Have a good one. Will.
Advocate for.
All right, we'll see you, Will.
Yeah, I'm also out.
Later,
Bye.
Have a
Caitlin.
good one, Caitlin.
Honestly, the kingdom ended off really well.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Trade is up, farming is high, the military, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's there.
It's there.
Like
the Defiance is still, it's
Defiance is still good, but
finicky,
I think
but-
we ended with nearly the same amount of Defiance that we started with, I think. Like, I love the fact that it got to such a desperate point for you guys that it was literally, we need to get the Northern Lords to
No,
rebel.
but oh my god, what pissed me off is she actively was still hard on the farming, even though that was so impossible.
It was the moment I saw get farming below 14. Farming is
You were
like
doomed.
fucking 20.
I don't know why people wanted to
the
vote out the
grandees and the
prison.
counts just already
You know
had
what?
a
It
decent
served
farming
her
the entire
right
time.
to be in prison forever, and that
Wait, she voted out the prison. That made that was like a big player in Eric winning by buying the stupid deer park instead of the prison, which lowered stability.
I
when
know.
you bought
I
that.
don't. Again, I don't know why she was so
The
hard
prison,
on
the
the
prison
whole
would have
farming.
lowered stability. If the prison lowered stability, I definitely would have had a harder time. I can't
It's hard to
guarantee
say,
that it would have been
though.
impossible, but I definitely would have had a harder time. You are
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works. It could have been.
God damn. I fucking snuck away with a win there. I kept you guys quarreling just fucking long enough. Oh my god.
I think it would have been very funny if somehow you didn't have enough food for the banquet. Like, imagine, like, oh yeah, we have like absurd amounts of food. It's like, oh no, we can't.
There's not enough for the banquet.
It's like,
Sorry.
man,
We are eating a lot.
90%
But, you know.
of what our people do is farm, and the other 10% is
Aw,